All right, we're back. Did you miss us?
We are back.
Did you miss us?
Episode 81.
We definitely missed you guys.
Okay. Thank you very much for bearing with us. We had some technical difficulties as we are in a completely new space.
It's pretty standard for us at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
but
roll
the
with the
stress
punches.
is gone.
Yeah.
And we're good to go now.
Thank you for being with
Smooth
us.
sailing. Yes, thank you for everybody who joined in already. So
Yes. For part 2
our fans are loyal.
of our 3-part series with Chris Edwards.
The GOD.
Episode 81 here in Mr. Small's Theater in Mallville, outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, this place is awesome, by the way. It's like
really cool.
We're in an actual venue on an actual stage where like real artists play. Like Snoop Dogg was here.
Snoop Dogg's
right here on this stage.
Right here on this stage.
We are Snoop Dogg right now.
We're Snoop Dogg.
So,
I don't know who else. The Misfits have been here.
have they?
Metallica.
Maybe Metallica. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what I think.
The Stones.
Yeah.
Stones, right?
First show, I think.
Yeah.
I think this is actually the first time the Stones played in the States. They played at this theater.
It was their debut.
Yeah.
To the States.
Wow.
This is the place we read
I
about
love the
in the books. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out. But no, amazing. Like honestly, all jokes aside, just very appreciative to everyone in Pittsburgh to be able to extend their generosity and allowing us to use the space, as well as Chris Edwards and his entire family and friends. And so, episode 81. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Jump Street Podcast, part 2 of our 3-part series with Chris Edwards. Woo! Oof. We had some technical difficulties getting started right now. But here we are. Are we good back there?
We're good. Yeah, everyone says we're good.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey English. Thank you, Brian Fuller. Thank you, Michael Travato. Everybody.
Yes.
Thank you so much for letting us know.
You know what? First and foremost, because we've been in such chaos, I'm going to go to a place of order right now, and that is my spiel.
Okay.
My spiel.
One thing that never fails is a spiel.
My spiel is a happy place.
Yes.
I know where I'm going there. I know the route. So, thank you for joining us, by the way. And please, if you don't already, please follow us on all of our social media platforms. Go to Instagram, give us a follow. Go to Facebook, give us a like. Please go to iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, give us a review. These interactions really help, and they help boost our stuff up to the top, something to do with algorithms and math. I don't know. I didn't really study that hard, but you get the idea. YouTube. Go to YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. If you hit the notification bell when we have a special episode and we don't have technical difficulties.
Or when we do have technical difficulties, we have to go on again.
It'll say bing.
Yes.
And you can stop everything you're doing, sit down, and just, watch these episodes. And we also have a Patreon. So if you want to support us, you could be a Patreon supporter for as low as $1. It helps us do things like get out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, do fun things when it's not COVID time, get out to events, and we are providing new content.
Yes,
so
exclusive content
exclusive
to the Patreon community.
Specifically for the Patreon community. So we have that going on as well.
Yes. And I will start my bit by thanking our sponsors.
Yes.
First one of the day is Zella Health, which is a fellow Blader-owned health brand who's trying to focus on supplements to help keep us moving forward and feeling great, like with their turmeric and ginger capsules. You said you used turmeric and ginger before, right?
Oh, I've used the turmeric and ginger.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's really helpful because I have like these inflammations in my knee. So the turmeric really helps with the swelling.
That's perfect. Because everyone nowadays, if you're like 25 and up, have some sort of inflammation in your joints.
If not by 25, at least 30.
At least 30.
At least 30.
If you're lucky, you made it to 30 without having any.
There's no running away from it at 30.
So if you do have these problems, check out Zella Health and their turmeric and ginger capsules. Inflammation is one of the leading causes in overall health deterioration. The active curcumin in Zella Health turmeric capsules is an anti-inflammatory powerhouse that alleviates painful joints and other types of chronic inflammation. So that's why Zella Health created this turmeric and ginger with apple cider vinegar, and it is your one-stop shop solution to relieve joint pain. So everybody,
you can go to the site, and you could also get a 20% discount if you put in Jump Street as the discount code.
Yes.
And, it's taking care of yourself, taking care of your health. A lot of people use these things on a regular basis anyway. Might as well get it with the deal through Zella Health.
And support another Blader, too.
Support another Blader.
Why not? And the link is in the description of this YouTube video. And also, Zella Health has apple cider vinegar gummies, elderberry, vitamin C, and zinc capsules. So check them all out. ZellaHealth.com. Use code JumpStreet for 20% off your entire order. And they also have gift bundles for the holidays. So definitely check them out.
And you got to stay on top of your health during this COVID time. Very important to stay on top of your health.
Yeah, I was taking the was it the elderberries?
Elderberries.
Because I don't want to get COVID, traveling on the planes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I OD'd on elderberry coming here too, and this morning and last night. So
Rumor has it the elderberries smell like elderberries.
do they?
Yes, and the schnozberries smell like schnozberries.
What's a schnozberry?
I don't know. What is a schnozberry? Okay, so we have Intuition Skate Shop as a sponsor, a very proud sponsor. Intuition Skate Shop is the world's local skate shop since 2000. 2 decades of blade, brick and mortar without borders. They have a new line of shirts out right now. I have some with us. One of them is the Derek Henderson shirt. The other two are the Can't Skate. It's the skeleton doing the soul grind. And the other one is As Fate Would Have It. I'm going to pull one up right now.
Bing
I
bong.
dig this one. This is
Bing
the
bong.
Derek Henderson.
And who designs these lovely shirts?
But yeah, these exclusive shirts were hand-drawn by iconic blade artist Jeremy Baytall, and all sizes are available in extra small through triple XL.
Extra small for the kids.
Extra small for the kids and triple XL for, everyone. Big, tall friends, big friends, who knows, all kinds of friends.
People stuck in 2002.
Hey, listen, people love the unique videos. Hey, we all love the classics.
We
And,
did it. We were there.
As I did it myself.
Yes.
As you can see with my lovely hat right now, I have Mick's signature captain's hat. And every day is a cruise in your captain's hat.
That is
Intuition Skate Shop. Again, Intuition's one of the greatest companies ever. We love Matt Mickey.
Feel great to support Intuition and Matt Mickey.
Not only these new company designs by Jeremy Baytall, but he has a ton of old designs that are really good as well that are done by Jeremy and all the other
shirts
artists.
are fire. Everything about this.
So-
And great skate shop to support.
Yeah, great
Whether
shop.
you're on the West Coast, East Coast, around the world, whatever it is, get
Yeah.
your goods at Intuition Skate Shop. There's a link in the description.
Yes, intuitionskateshop.com or at Intuition Skate Shop on Instagram, Facebook, and shout out to Intuition. Every day's a cruise in your captain's hat. Gar.
Matt Mickey. Can't get enough of Matt Mickey.
Yes.
Our last sponsor of the evening is the Tallboyz, who present Always Next Time, which is a Connecticut blade film by Dave Gunn and Andrew Leverton. The film also features the return of a Mark Voida section, which we haven't seen in a while. Mm-hmm. Mark Voida is a serious shredder from the north, actually from the East Coast, actually, but he lives in the Northeast now. It features parts from Mark Voida, Dave Darjewicz, Dave Gunn the third, not the first, not the second, the third. Tad Labazetta, Josh Weaver, Andrew Leverton, Uptown Flip, Matt Silcox, Ian Hutchinson, and Tyler Knight. We're going to quickly play a little trailer for you.
That's a heck of a lineup, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Big shout out to Tad Labby.
Too.
Tad Labby.
Tad Labby. All right, check him out. Boom, check it out. Always Next Time. Live now on YouTube.
That was dope.
So go peep it. There was a lot of crazy maneuvers in there that I don't even know how to explain it, but you guys just seen it. So if you're listening, go on YouTube. Check out the Always Next Time video by Tallboyz.
And the Mark Voida's latest part. That should be exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
I'm going to watch this tonight.
Yeah. Big shout out to Tallboyz.
Tallboyz. Are we ready for our main event?
Yes. Before that, I would like to shout out all of the super chats from this episode are going toward the Chris Edwards Foundation.
Yes.
The Chris Edwards Foundation is an initiative in cooperation with Apex Technical School to take kids who are from broken homes and teach them how to build homes through carpentry and learning trades and becoming certified. They're specifically trying to target kids from 18 to 24 generally, and kids who skate, and get them out, get them certified, help them learn a career, skate, and yeah. That's something that Chris is trying to do with the Chris Edwards Foundation, as well as he has other projects going on where he's trying to get a bunch of kids on skates, and we're going to be talking about that generally later on in episode 3.
I'm excited to talk about that because that's a huge part of our industry now.
Absolutely. But just to put it forwardly, all the super chats are going to mean 50% of the super chats are going to the Chris Edwards Foundation. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. We are going to be prioritizing these super chats for questions because I think we'll be getting a lot of questions for this. So without further ado,
please everybody welcome the man himself, Mr. Chris Edwards.
Wow, look at this. Look at that.
That was great. That was one heck of okay. Apparently we're warmed up from.
You might have been on the David Letterman show, but you never had an intro like that.
Sauce over there. Okay, thank you. Though.
I gotta make up for all the mess that we've been doing this whole
you held
time.
it down, man.
I gotta make up for it some way.
Yeah,
glad you guys liked
it.
it.
That was
cool. all I needed was a couple of polar bears with balls leading the way. But we're good.
Well, welcome back, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming back.
Yeah, welcome back. It's been a while.
It has, man. But a lot's gone on since we last met.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of pizza's been eaten, a lot of food.
To those of you who weren't here for part 1, we went through so much from the beginning of Chris's skating from 1985 all the way up into the basically beginning of 1995, where he went through, Zetra Blades, Rollerblade Junior, skating for the Rollerblade team, Intro Deli Bread, Airborne, just everything, the Tarmac, CE, the NIS, and everything like that. A lot of
pivotal moments that made skating what it is today.
Exactly. And now that we are on part 2, so if you didn't catch that, please go back to part 1 and catch up on all that stuff from 85 to 94. But now we are picking it up from 95 to where I think this is after the chocolate skate. This is after the trooper skate.
No, this is when those come out.
So this is when
95,
they come out?
Yeah.
Okay, 95.
Yeah.
So we're starting there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the chocolate skates come out. The trooper skates come out. They're some kind of reincarnation of the Tarmac.
Right.
And then, so go on from there.
Okay, well, we're rolling, full steam ahead at this point. Everyone's like really hard efforts leading up to the 93 super explosion, when everything kind of culminated and came together with Dare to Air, Daily Bread, Birth, Senate, Arlo, everyone's like strong efforts pushed us into 94. 94, we get the Tarmac, we get the NIS, the first World Series. Now we're rolling into 95. 95, in come the X Games. The Tarmac sells
95 was the first X Games?
Was the first X Games, yeah.
Ever, not just...
Where was that?
In Rhode Island. Yep.
What a weird place that's.
And
Newport.
Rollerblading was obviously like a part of the first X Games, right?
Well, it was I mean, look at man.
Inline skating.
Yeah, it was a huge part, and Rollerblade Incorporated themselves actually was one of the major sponsors, and with Rollerblade's money, that really helped kick the whole X Games off. So they played a pretty big role in it.
Really?
And so then there was a lot of pressure on it. Yeah, and then they, I think that's money talks. So that's why rollerblading ended up kind of having like the premier spot in the original X Games, and maybe it's part of some of that resentment a little bit. That's like, fairly given from the action sports community. But money. I think money talks. So
I guess that makes sense. That Rollerblade was a main sponsor,
one of the main sponsors.
First one.
Yeah. So then then there's big stories about me and Arlo. They like pinned me and Arlo together, right? Because now we're ESPN. It's time for sports, head-to-head contact, and like raw, right? Like but
right.
like so they like really pinned me and Arlo. They spent all this money to do all of this like campaign of me and Arlo, who's gonna do it, blah, you know, and then like I think like the irony of the whole thing was the Aussies came in and kicked both of our asses, so you know that was awesome, you know, like so then like all that like crazy hype and everything, it was just like
They try to market it like you versus Arlo, and then, like the Aussies came in and
yeah,
like Tom Frye, like
like you know, well Salerno came in,
Salerno,
just like Salerno, just like they, you know, they had produced the crazy little young beast out of Australia, Matt Salerno, you know, just like powered and backed by Tom Frye and Crawford and Balearis and you know, and Cesar and everybody, man. It was just, you know, he just came in and just like kind of showed us all a thing or two about a thing or two. You know, but it was awesome, you know, and then Tom Frye won. Tom Frye took vert. I ended up in fourth. There was like a head-to-head thing, and you know, I didn't make the cut for the finals, and you know, so they had tried to make a big story out of it, you know, but whatever, you know, it was awesome, and you know, like I said before, like I've never been a major contest skater. Like I skated, you know, 10 years prior to there really being contests, and I've always just enjoyed skating. I love skating, and I just like to skate. I really enjoy the feeling of more like it's like you versus the obstacle. You know, it's not it's not really a competitive thing. You know, I think contests are healthy. You know, it's a good thing. I'm not opposed to contests. Just
but that's not like the natural.
Me personally,
that's
it's
not the
deal.
natural state of skating. For you,
right.
Or
for
what
me,
you think is like the pure.
Yeah, it's not a pure. It's like, you know, I guess I'm a little more purist. You know, like
contests
at heart.
are needed for like people to.
They're cool, and they definitely bring out the best in people. And there's like it's more of a discipline side. You know, like it's a discipline side of what we do, and you got to respect the discipline side. You know, a dude who can go out there and just like rehearse a soul grind 100 times, and then come in and flawlessly lace it in a contest, and then roll right into the next one because he rehearsed the kind grind 300 times, and can go fucking soul, kind grind, link these like beautiful runs together. There's something to be said and respected about that. You know, me personally though, I'm just like 100 miles an hour, and most of the time I eat shit.
So even though that wasn't your thing, like still X Games was a pretty exciting time in skating because it was like getting blading on TV, it was getting it on ESPN, and it was starting to like, you know, kind of get some exposure for people who weren't being seen like in any other like light who were rollerbladers, right? Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, you can't knock the significance of what the X Games did for really all of action sports, but you know, it was a wild time, and I just like, you know, but the thing is that it was more like they came in and they shaped us into their form rather than giving us the opportunity to shape ourselves. And I think like probably one of the best things that's happened in our absence of ESPN is that we've been able to rediscover ourselves and shape ourselves. Like our culture has shaped itself now, you know, especially like, you know, with me really concentrating on my contracting company for the past decade and kind of looking more from the outside in and not from the inside out. I've been able to really observe get a different perspective than I've ever had to in the past. So now sitting here with you today with a new mission to be able to help skating and hopefully, you know, like I just want to help foster growth, but I can see it in a different light. For sure. And I'm so proud of what everyone's done. I mean, like, you know, it's like there's been so many great skaters. I've just like taken such amazing initiatives, like John Julio. Man, he's got a 100% skater-owned company. Like that was the dream. Yeah, right. That was a dream. He finally got it. It took us doggone damn near 30 years, but he did it. Yeah. But it's also, you know, it's really hard. Like boots and frames. Like, you know, like a skateboard, you got a deck, a couple trucks, and 4 wheels. You know, like so those cost elements compared to having to build 2 frames, 8 wheels, 8 sets of bearings, you know, boots, sole plates. Like, there's a lot of money right there just to develop a skate. So, just really, it's incredible what John's been able to do. It's a challenge. Yeah, it's one hell of a challenge, man. Huge but shout like out he found his way over that hurdle. Yeah. So I mean, you know, God bless him. Yeah, for sure. And everything that team's doing is incredible. Yeah. You know, not that others aren't. You know, Frankie's doing superb stuff. You know, and you know, there's a lot of great skaters out there doing badass stuff. And it's good that they're all still killing it on skates too. They're not like all retired people. Like Frankie and John both still kill it. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's great to see that too. They're not just retired and just own a company and sit back and like, you know, do whatever. Yeah. Sorry to digress us, but I guess back to 95. So in 95, X Games comes swinging out. Actually, you know what, before we do, I think that, don't you guys do like a pizza thing?
We like pizza.
Do you
Yeah.
like pizza? Like one of your things was to like give people pizza, right, from like your local shop.
You want some pizza?
Well, actually, I'm gonna flip your script because my really good friend Tony Farine.
Are you gonna shut down the podcast really quick?
Just for a second, man.
Okay.
Because my friend Tony Farine owns Frank's Pizza. Him and his family, and like these guys are a notorious family here in Pittsburgh. All right, just like staple of, especially of the Millville community, just staples, man, and just good people. And they are famous, world famous, bro, for the buffalo chicken pizza. All right, so this is like, I don't know if you ever
Love
had
a
a
good
buffalo
buffalo
chicken
slice.
pizza, and with their homemade ranch, bro, like it's
Yeah.
so good. They like make this ranch in the house. The ranch itself is just like butter.
Tony,
crack.
do you want to come up?
Tony,
Come on,
come
Tony.
in here, Tony.
Yeah.
Come around the other way on this side.
Wow, Tony, shut down the podcast real quick.
Tony,
man.
hey.
So what do you think?
Tony's
Tony,
blessing
explain your
it.
pizza, brother. And
That's a buffalo chicken pizza. We cut that chicken up every day.
Oh, that looks so good.
Polish chicken breast. Nobody does that.
no.
Nice mozzarella.
Yeah, awesome.
Tony, you're the
Beautiful
man.
pizza. We got the best ranch dressing that goes with it.
Amen. Amen.
Tony,
Well,
you're the man.
Tony,
your
thank you.
pizza's
We
amazing.
love
We've been
pizza.
eating a pizza
Thanks for
all
stopping
week.
by.
It's so good.
This is
Dude, how'd you get my shirt? That's incredible. Of course, Tony goes rocking it with the thunder. Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks so much,
All right,
Tony.
man, we're going to pound that in a second,
Appreciate
Tony. Thank you so much.
Tony,
dude.
thank you so much. You're the
Thanks,
man.
brother.
all right, cool.
Hey, man, sorry.
no,
you
if you
know.
ever-
I
if
just
you
had
ever-
to, I had to
If you're
flip
in
your
Millville,
tradition
check out
on you.
Frank's
It's a-
Pizza
you know.
and chicken. 'cause
Yeah, man, come on, man.
No.
Welcome
Ridiculous
to
stuff.
Pittsburgh. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
Pittsburgh.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
hospitable.
Heck yeah.
Well, I'm going to bring
95.
us back down.
Yeah,
To
let's do it.
to an orderly state really
Great,
quick.
let's do
I'm
it.
sorry.
Smells
and
del-
I'm
smells
not-
delicious in
It
here.
smells incredible. I can't wait to have it. So let's get back into the X Games in a second. You said
Yeah.
you're not big on contests. You,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
went through these guys. The Australians ended up winning. They pitted you against you and Arlo.
Yeah.
But let's talk about we're starting to touch on like the Daytona in the beginning and how that
Right.
was like the first aggressive skate out of the box.
Yes.
Right. The first one that was like
Yes.
made specifically for that.
Right.
So like you went up to design that skate, right?
I did.
You went-
So
you moved to Minneapolis.
after the '95 X Games, I ended up moving to Minneapolis and then really focusing in on the design of the Daytona, working with the R&D team at Rollerblade, and coming up with the first skate that could UFS was in discussion at that time in '96, but it yet to
Really? It was discussed that
it
far?
was discussed like right around. It was
That's-
like the discussion was underway. And
So I hate to do this, but a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know that there was a time like we're just like matter of fact.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that there was a time before UFS.
yeah, there was a huge
Like there
time.
was
everything was
the s-
riveted on.
The
Everything was-
skates that came. The frames that came on the skate, that was it.
Yeah.
The frames were destroyed. There
Yeah,
were no
the
other
skate's gone.
skates. That's it. So there were no replacing frames. There was no 50-50, no ground control. Like that was
Yeah,
it.
once you
So
destroy your frames, that's a
once
new
the
skate.
frames are
That's it.
gone, you need a new skate.
Right,
Okay,
or
yeah, so-
once if you burned out your sole, right, and you got a hole
Exactly.
in it, and all of a sudden your socks got a hole, and then
There was no
a bleeding
replacing
toe.
it. Exactly.
It's done. Right, there was no replacement.
So this is before UFS, before you could
and
replace
then,
your
and
frames.
that's
yeah.
where we were burning through skates, right? Everybody was burning through skates, and that's really where the UFS conversation started to kick in,
Right.
and we got to figure out a way to get everybody to agree, all the manufacturers to agree, so that we can start offering replacement parts and give these people are beating the hell out of skates an opportunity to save a little bit of change,
Yeah.
just to be constantly forking out $200+ for a
Yeah.
pair of skates when you're just ripping through them in 6 months.
Yeah,
So,
totally. Just a few months you can go through 'em,
You
like,
could wipe
yeah,
them out in
absolutely.
just a few months back then.
Yep.
They just was not. They weren't built for what we do.
Yeah.
They were strong, right? They could handle what we do, but not for long.
Yeah.
They were.
Especially with the
lightning
grinding,
the
yeah.
lightning was a great skate.
Yeah, well, the sport kept progressing, so the technology needed to progress with it. Otherwise,
it did. It
fall.
was, it did. And in '95, we come swinging into the X Games, and then all we could do at that point, the talk of the Daytona was underway. All right, and we were starting to discuss the ability to be able to do it. Rollerblade was finally open to the idea of dumping R&D money into developing a skate from scratch, which is back then a lot of money. Like now we're talking all new molds.
All
for
new
the
everything.
frames, like
Hundreds
all
of
new
thousands.
boot,
But
all
at this
new
point, like you were saying before,
you know.
this is like a multi-billion-dollar industry.
It was
Right,
right.
so
Right
they were,
at that point now,
and,
yeah.
and you're
so now
the
they're
guy,
ready. Yep.
and so you.
So they were finally ready. So then what we did to like kind of buy time between the tarmac and the Daytona was we then made another couple of alterations on the on the tarmac, which then turned into the chocolate and the trooper, which like we cut the cuff on the one side so you could roll over a little bit more, and then we added the little bumper, the little buckle bumper. We made a little bit more of a fancier plate, but like no one ever really used it because like I said before, like Arlo's technique was really like the technique, like the slapping those
wrenches.
the wrenches or some kind. Like at this point now, like in '95, though, there's a ton of like grind plate companies, right? Like
CDS was out too,
CDS,
Sure.
Everybody, man. Senate now went from the wrenches to his own like produced Senate wrenches, right? Like,
Yeah.
where it was like a much beefier thing to put on there, and everyone was like hopping on to the grind plate craze. It was a big grind plate craze for a while. You
but
know?
before
The
you
grind
had,
plate craze in '95.
before you had,
that's pretty much, that was probably like the number one talked about product in '95.
Yeah.
You know what grind
what
plate
kind
you
of
got?
grind plates?
Dude, let me see them.
You got the woodies, you got the wrenches.
See,
you got-
yeah, that does really make a nice groove. Blah, blah, blah.
No, totally, because it's like before UFS, like you need that
Yeah.
to like keep your frames.
Well, there
right?
wasn't too many ways to customize your skates back then, too.
There really
Sure.
wasn't, there really wasn't.
Wheels
So, like,
and
we had the
grind plate.
power strap, because I fell in love with the power strap like way long ago. There was a dude,
Power strap.
There was a dude that made this company called Lazy Legs. I don't know if but there was a company.
Yeah,
called
Lazy Legs.
And he lived down in California. He ran into me and he had some different things and he was doing straps. He goes, "What do you think you would need?" And I was like, I don't know, man. It'd be cool if I could strap around here and like suck myself back in, And then so we made these Lazy Leg power straps, and those went off pretty well. So then with that concept, we then made a permanent power strap that got like riveted onto the back of the tarmacs and the chocolate and the troopers. So that was kind of like an evolution that then became the staple part of a skate, right? And it's still being used today in different forms.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Not every skate, but there's still a common thing because it feels really good.
The concept is there.
The concept, because it just feels really good getting that heel sucked back in and getting that control over the top of the blade. It just feels really good.
For sure.
It does. Some people like to be a little more loose-footed, and that's cool. But if you're kind of a buckle down and like get busy and really want to get some speed and gnarliness, man, you don't want any of that flex. You know what I mean?
The control.
You want that.
The control
you
is
want that thing
different.
to like feel like it's like you, like it's
Yeah.
your foot.
Yeah.
And that really helped achieve that feeling. Which so those were like the big pushes there in '95. But what was really cool about '95 though now is like, okay, X Games and blah blah blah. Okay, like that was the big main.
But the designing the Daytona.
Yeah.
Let's for
that's
now.
gonna roll us into '96. There's a bunch.
Yeah,
of,
but let's for now let's because like this is like the first skate that comes out of like you were saying before, it's like the first aggressive skate you could buy straight out of the box.
Yeah.
You designed like what made it that way? Like before you like
because
why was it like the first aggressive skate that was like bred out of the box, made it different from the other skates? How was it different?
Okay, so like we were now keep in mind that we're modifying recreational skates, right?
Yeah.
So like the Lightning, a great skate, bomb-proof, awesome skate, but it was a recreational skate or a hockey skate, right? So it was a little more geared towards just the common roller, and then we had to like do these weird modifications to a recreational skate. What made the difference between that skate and now the Daytona is that we scratched all that, right? So we're like, okay, we don't have to modify a recreational skate anymore. We can now make our own skate. So if we're able to make our own skate and we can start from scratch, that means we made a brand new frame. The frame itself was a little bit lower in nature. The frame was a little bit wider, came out, provided a little bit more of that sole spot and the sole place. The frame now has like a really nice like H block in there with the grooves already pre-grooved into it, and then coming up through the sole part and coming right into the boot. Now the boot has got a Royale catcher as well. There's a little natural groove right there on the boot. So when you roll
That's so much. So the boot has a what?
like a little Royale catcher, like
Okay.
when you roll yourself over, like there
groove,
was a little spot right in the
boot.
on the boot itself where you can just, like kind of get it to lock in, and we
The sole plate was
lined that up with the with the whole lineup, and like, okay, like if we rolled ourselves over, what would that look like? And then there would be a little catch everywhere, so like everything would catch, you know. And then like really a lot of the freestyle skates today still have that little Royale catcher on the boot, and then you know, so it's really subtle, but it's there, you know. And then all of our frames and our sole plates all kind of have that little line up there. Like there's a little line up there. If you stare from the H block and you go up through your sole and then you go onto your boot, there's this little line where like when you roll over, you just lock in all pretty nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what made the Daytona that skate, because it was like conceptually built from that. Like we need to make sure that this skate, when you go like this and you lock in, it's beautiful. And then when you lock in for a sole, there's enough there to grab. And you know,
first one with the pre-groove.
Yeah, pre-groove on
groove
everything.
already.
You didn't have to like before with all the like the lightning kind of stuff, the tarmacs and the chocolates and whatnot, and Rossi's versions and everything. You had to like, you kind of had to like go pre-grind
they came
before
flat.
you put your skates on. You had to go pre-grind yourself, like, get your groove right. And then
parents like, what are you doing? The skates we just bought you. You're like, this is what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, hilarious. Yeah, exactly. You know, like with kids like instantly destroying their skates before they put them on.
Like, thank you for Christmas.
Right.
And your folks not even getting it.
What are you doing, Jimmy? Yeah. No, I'm making it work. Arlo and Chris said to do this. Right. Yeah. Funny. You guys are funny. But that's the major difference, you know. And then from there, then came all kinds of evolutions of the skate, you know. And then, but like, you know, at least the Daytona was just like, it was fresh out the box, man. It was the first time you could just take them out and go to the park and start grinding. You didn't have to go through the headache of like pre-grooving yourself and, you know, and then kind of like lining different things up or put add-ons. There was all kinds of weird, funky add-ons back then. Because there was like a sole add-on. You could like add a little extra like ledge on the sole. You know, like it wasn't just a grind plate thing.
Sole plate is like the CDS sole plate.
Like these weird little extensions you would screw on.
I think that was one of the huge things with the Daytonas too, having the flat sole space, because no skates had a flat sole space at the time.
They kind of eliminated it after that.
After that, it was just
because it was still like a heel lift. It was the Lightning series have a small little heel lift, like, and you can kind of see it the way the frame was built. There was like this weird little minor little heel lift in it. So then with the Daytona, we were able to kind of bring it down a little bit more to a flat zone, and so that way then that sole became flat, you know. Like so I mean, it really revolutionized a lot, and just where that design got lost in the evolution of it all is that it wasn't UFS. So if it was UFS right off the bat, then that design probably would still be like kind of kicking, and actually really it kind of is.
Did it eventually become like a UFS, like with the boot down the line?
Not with my involvement, you know.
No.
Like, I mean, my last, I have like a Daytona, and then like kind of that boot series was the last of my series.
Yeah, like the CI5.
I had the Speedster come out in '97, and then the Hermes in '98. And I was on this mission, like I was saying before, I was on this mission to like achieve Doug Boyce's dream, right? And it was just like these big wheels, 72s with the grind spot, and you know, that's like what I was going. So that's what I was doing at.
Were there any interesting like trial and error, like progress from making the Daytona? Like any quirks like during development of it that you never experienced before? Because I feel like if you're making a whole new skate from like the ground up, it would be like interesting to test out and whatever.
I mean, there was always like, you know, a little bit, you know, it would be more about like the product, whether the product was able to, you know, withstand what it was up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we would just get the products from the R&D and then just take them out and thrash them and see if they would like hold up, you know. But I think we already at this point, like, we had like a really good mind as to what we needed from the product and how we were going to design it. So then it was just a matter of testing it and making sure that it stood up.
Yeah,
really was the main thing.
Did they have you doing a lot of like the testing?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, man. I lived in Minneapolis. I went to Minneapolis, so if I wasn't on the road, I was in the office. I was in the R&D labs and, you know, building with all of the engineers and everything, and getting her done. You know?
You had what was in the R&D labs? Was it like big vert ramps and like grind boxes?
No.
I'm trying to
Okay.
I'm trying to envision what a rollerblade R&D lab would look like.
Rollerblade took they purchased or they rented a smaller warehouse. We put in a vert ramp and a street course in it, right? So that was the testing zone.
Okay.
But the R&D
So
lab,
I was close.
kinda.
Yeah.
Because it was separate from the actual rollerblade, like the building that rollerblade was housed in, right? So now the R&D department of rollerblade is like more like where like it was dudes on computers and like architects and
Like a lab.
designers, yeah, right, where they were
In lab
designing
coats?
and like,
So white lab coats.
Yeah, white lab coats.
kinda.
Big thick glasses.
For lack of better terms, it was like where everything was getting designed, like from graphics to parts. They're sitting in there like and doing I guess it would have been like kind of like CAD drawings of like
Right.
looking at like what this part's going to look like and fit into the skate and see if it'll work. So you kind of develop it in the R&D lab first and discuss it and look at the design, get the design drawn up, take a look at it, and then see in theory like, okay, yeah, that looks great. So now let's invest the money to build it. And then you build it, and then you test it, and then you tweak it, and then you get it. So that was kind of the process. So
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was like an interesting thing because I never even realized that the Daytona was the first like out of the box aggressive skate. I never even thought what the first skate was. And
yeah,
then,
I mean, like really, that was probably like and right at the same
solid
time.
skate too.
Yeah, was that?
Solid skate too. I told you
Yeah,
I rode
right.
it recently, like a year ago, and I loved it. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, this skate was official because I never got to ride it when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, it was a good skate, man. It really addressed a lot of the things that are still needed today. Because our evolution today is, I mean, there's like basic body movements, and then like where our evolution is now is it's just like it's variations of those basic body movements. So it's just more variations of the same, right? But they're just like they're longer, faster, stronger, like than they've ever been, you know. But it's still a soul's a soul. You need to be able to roll over a soul. You still need to be able to royale of some kind and get yourself to roll this way. If you're on front side, back side, and then and then there's soul. Those are really like the basics. And then off of the soul comes whether you're gonna do it acid, you're forward, you're gonna throw it behind porn star, like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's just the variations but your main lock-in points are still the same.
Yeah, I mean it's the
They're
basics
still
or the
basics of
fundamentals
the
are
lock-in.
generally
the lock-in
there, and then
spots are still the same. Those spots
they've
haven't
gotten
changed.
more complex, and
But
it's
because dudes are doing like 720s into it.
Yeah,
shit.
nowadays,
And then like
flat
that's just
spins
like
into
what
it,
the
yeah.
hell. But they're still landing into the exact same sweet spot.
Yeah.
Like the sweet spot hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about that like for you? Let's take it down that road. Like, what about like when like that change started happening because it was people doing like this, like kind of, what about the Hoax? Like the Hoax was like one of like the most progressive videos at the time.
Yeah. This is where I was gonna say. There was so much more going on in '95 than just the X Games. Okay, X Games was the mainstream hype. Whatever, we did it because we knew that it would get everybody the publicity and all was good. And some people loved the competition and God bless you. Like Salerno, dude's a freaking contest skater. That kid is a contest skater.
Yeah.
And you could tell that kid like went and practiced the same doggone things over and over and over again to where they were so freaking polished and nailed that the kid did not fall. He was a machine, right? Like so, I think like Salerno was the first contest machine ever. Like really, like you
And destroys street and vert.
like
everything.
I think he was the first like product of contest that like took a contest like real seriously and looked at it more through a competition eye than like where like Tom and myself and Arlo we were pre-contest skaters, right? So we skated and we're pushing skating without the contest, so it was more like us versus obstacles, and then celebrating each other's victories over the obstacle. We didn't compete against each other, but then we were kind of forced to compete against each other for the better of the movement of all, right? So then we did, just to make it happen. And we had fun doing it, of course. I'm not saying we were miserable. We had a great time. So we were still skating with one another, and we were still kicking ass, and there were still obstacles to overcome, But what that produced was skaters like Salerno, and then like what we have today. These guys just come, they just floss shit, like first try shit, like. I'm not a first try skater, I've never really been a first try skater. I'm a trial and error skater. And I'll try until I die. Or
blue collar.
Yeah,
blue collar blader.
I just beat the shit out of myself till I stomp it.
Yeah.
I either take the glory or I take the pain, and we'll go home. with one or the other, you know. And
Man,
that's it.
that reminds me of like one of the tricks you were doing in VG8. It was like a launch from like a spine to a spine.
Yeah.
I think Josh Petty was kind of hosting it, but that's a separate thing. But you were jumping from this spine to spine in VG8.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked on that.
Yeah.
That was one of my more get my ass kicked moments for sure.
But that's close to like your style of skating.
That's my style of skating. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what juices me personally, you know.
Yeah.
And that's I mean that's just like that's the way I'm motivated. Like I just like to conquer shit. I like to fight against myself more than fighting anybody else, you know. It's just more of an internal battle for myself is the way I've always like looked at my skating, you know. It's just like, how do I overcome this, you know? And so, you know, that was the X Games were great. You know, they were good for a lot of us, for a lot of things, you know. I was, you know, I rolled the X Games till like 98, but and then I just like that's when I had enough because it just wasn't me. So I.
But is that when we got kicked out too? Like we got kicked out at that time?
No, it was 2000.
Like 2000 was when we were officially gone. I
2001.
think like the park started leaving around 98 or 99, and then Vert I think saw its last.
It's crazy how
there.
quick that went. It didn't feel like it at the time, but now looking back on it, it was only a few years.
Yeah, well, because back to money, right? Like so, you know, like. Strange things happened in the 98 era, which we'll get to. So like,
what else happened in 95 then?
95. So 95 was a great year internally, right? Like besides X Games, like you had the Hoax tour cranking, and that was an amazing adventure. You had Dave Payne now tied in with the Groove Productions and the Bottom Line, and then Dave would soon transform that into Video Groove, which were like just like the documentations that Dave Payne did and following us on the other side of the curtain where like, you know, the heart and soul is away from the X Games is unparalleled, right? So like, and the Bottom Line was just like a really like it was one of the best put together videos at the time. You know, at the time, I think it still holds up today. It's like it's still great. And then like in the Bottom Line, I remember Dave giving me a call. He was like, I think I got Frye coming up. I'm gonna bring Frye to you, and we're gonna meet up, and we're gonna go film and get it. So I did this like really awesome like epic. It's like my favorite section I ever did with Tom Frye. It was just. It was awesome, and the two of us were just feeding off each other, bouncing all over the damn place, you know, and like it was just great. That was like probably my favorite section of all time is in Bottom Line, you know. So 95 was a great year, you know. Like I really enjoyed it, and then the Hoax thing was awesome. Everybody like that just really sparked a lot. You know, got a lot of people motivated because they went around. You know, I wasn't on the tour. I was at this point. I'm like really tied up with rollerblade and getting pushed all over the damn place for rollerblade obligations.
Probably doing a lot of traveling at that time.
Yeah, a ton, man. I did a lot of like traveling by myself, which is kind of sucked, but you know, it was what it was, you know. And I just show up to spots, you know. Every once in a while I get to travel with the team, but they were sending me by myself to all kinds of places. I remember like even like back in like '93. When Airborne released, they sent me down to Brazil all by myself, and that was wild as hell. Tell
us about this story, because
Brazil was gnarly. Yeah, I guess we're going backwards a tiny bit, but like the Brazil story is like insane though. Like you know, because Airborne released, right? So it's Airborne, so there's all this like Hollywood hype about it. Like here comes Chris Edwards from Airborne, right? Like so there's all this like smoke and mirrors crap happening, right? And I get there and like. I'm showing up to spots, man, like 10,000 plus people. I was like, Jesus Lord, like what is this? You know,
10,000.
Yeah, dude, like it was insane. This skate park, this huge skate park that they had was like roller rink / skate park like thing going on in Brazil. I remember showing up. They brought me there in a limo. Like it was just all like Hollywood nonsense, right? So there's all this smoke and mirrors happening. So I get driven in a limo. And they got 6 bodyguards for me, right? Like I'm like, what is going on?
6?
Like what is going on? Yeah, bro.
You have 6 bodyguards?
Yeah, like 6 bodyguards.
That's like presidential.
Yeah.
It's like Secret Service.
I've never experienced this kind of thing ever.
Yeah.
This was like a one-off thing, bro. And I can't believe that it's real.
Yeah.
Right? But like it happened.
But these are the stories we live for. So thank
yes.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because of the hype of Airborne, And then, so they bring me in, and it's like, you're gonna be meeting the dude from Airborne, okay? So whatever, how they sold it, man, because they sold it well. Because like, I mean, so many freaking people were there, dude. And I got bodyguards. I'm in a limo. I remember the main bodyguard like opens the limo door, and he's like, Mr. Edwards, listen, we need you to get all of your gear and hold it as tight as you can to your body. You're gonna get in the middle of us. We're gonna make a circle around you, and we're gonna get you down through this crowd into the vert ramp. I'm like, okay, all right, man, I can handle that. So he's like, whatever you do, stay in the middle. They're gonna be reaching for you. I'm like, okay.
What a way to start a session.
Yeah. So all right, man, they let me out the limo, man. I'm in the middle, dude. I'm surrounded by 6 gigantic freaking, like, UFC Brazilian jiu-jitsu dudes. All right.
This is before Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, actually, no, it was actually a Hoist Gracie time, right? And
okay.
I actually got to go on that trip to
like 95 UFC 1.
and I met Hoist Gracie.
No, you did
not.
not.
Yeah, I did. Like, I got to take a picture
In
with
the
him.
early days?
Yeah. Like, I got to take a picture with him and shake his hand
What?
in 93. Yeah, it was awesome. That's like
UFC 1 days.
Yeah, like that was Hoist Gracie days.
Whoa.
Yeah. But still, okay.
That's separate.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, but which
Shout
is
out
cool.
Hoist Gracie. That's badass.
Hell yeah. Okay, but I'm surrounded by like 6 gigantic Brazilian, jiu-jitsu dudes.
Yeah.
All right, they got my back.
You're
All right,
good.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
We're like cruising. I'm like, oh my god, people like reaching in. Like,
Are they
weren't
reaching?
joking. Oh,
They're
yeah,
reaching.
Dude, they weren't joking. Like.
What are they reaching for?
I don't know. Like,
They just wanna touch you?
What were they trying to grab?
I don't know. They
They wanna touch
they
him.
said that they're gonna like probably try and take my stuff. Like they just have the memorabilia piece. Like,
Fair
right?
enough.
Like, if they
Like
could-
a hat,
if they could rip
jacket.
a piece off of me, man, then it was
Right.
gone because the crowd was so big, and so they're just
yeah.
gonna get a piece of me, right?
Right.
Like, and I was like, okay, and like,
Wow.
they weren't joking, dude. And like these dudes are like, like jujitsuing their asses all the way down to where we get to the very back of the building, and like there's an office space, and I just remember like I get shoved through this like gated area, and then the gate swings shut and locks, and then all these people are like, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, this is wild. And I go up into the office, and I'm preparing myself. They're like, okay, Mr. Edwards, you're probably gonna get about like 10, maybe 15 minutes in before we lose the crowd, and then we're gonna have to pull you out. I'm like, okay, man. So I go out, and I get on the ramp, man, and the crowd's going freaking nuts, and I'm just now starting to get warmed up, and then this is where I meet Fabiola, okay? Fabiola's there, and there's a handful of other Brazilian skaters there on the ramp with me and riding, and Fabiola's just crushing it. She was like 12, 13 years old, and she's doing backflips already, Fabiola.
No, already,
and yeah, right? And I was just like, my God, this girl is like incredible, right? And so I'm trying to like keep my composure and like do my thing as and get the 10, 15 minutes. I'm just getting warmed up, man. I'm feeling really good. I throw this big stale Japan McTwist, man. Get up right damn near the rafters. Whoo, land that thing. The crowd, they all go all crazy and everything, right? Yeah, like just like nuts, like and then I just see the security guards come running up to the up near the top platform, like, Mr. Edwards, it's over, we're gonna lose them. Like, okay, I guess that's it. And then like they grab me, surround me, take me out, it was over.
What?
Yeah, dude,
All for like a 10, 15 minute demo.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
just
way
like
to
the wildest like 10, 15 minutes of my life.
You just land one ripping stale Japan
Just
McTwist.
stomped a stale
Stomp it up super.
Game over.
And-
They couldn't handle it. It was so weird.
No way.
Yeah, dude. Hey, for real. I mean, hey, just call Fabiola.
No, I believe
I
you.
met her, dude. It was
But
insane.
then they like ran up the ramp and they're like, Mr. Edwards.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna lose them. 'Cause
They're like-
the barriers were like, whoa.
They're like, yo.
The barriers were coming down, bro.
They're like, yo, the riot's about to start. Dude, there's going to be a riot for the
Yeah.
McTwist.
The Americans started a
No.
riot.
Yeah, it was absolutely nuts, dude. I mean,
Wow.
I can't make that shit up, dude.
And then that's
No.
it. You were just on a plane back home.
No,
Did
then
you-
they took me to other stops.
Oh, you
and
still
other-
did more
they're
of it.
still
Oh,
in there.
okay.
Everywhere I went, there
Was it the
madness,
same
right?
like that? The
that
whole
was the
way?
wildest one there, right?
Yeah.
That was the wildest event there because there was like 10,000 people crammed in this.
What was
thing.
that in Rio or something?
I can't. It's either Sao Paulo or
Rio, okay.
I think it might have been Sao Paulo because
Okay.
it would probably make a little more sense that one was so wild and
Wow.
so many people. But I mean, I got home from that, man, and I instantly went to rollerblade. I was like, listen, man, there's this girl in Brazil that's just like, she's a phenom, and if you guys don't sign her, you're going to miss it, and she's absolutely insane. And then, they did, and, man, now we have, like,
And that's Fabiola.
Fabiola's our queen. You know what I
Huge
mean?
shout out to Fabiola,
Yeah.
who's still
The
better
best.
than
Oh,
almost
the best.
everybody out there
Oh,
today. Man, woman, no matter young,
Kick
old,
my
whatever.
ass, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even want to skate next to her. I'll be like, everyone go watch Fabiola. I'm gonna be over here on the mini ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally.
She's-
Shout out to
she's amazing.
Fabiola.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's the best.
Jump
dude.
Street alumni.
Nah, she's our
Jump Street
queen.
alumni.
She's
Jump
our-
Street alumni. Yeah.
She's our queen. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
and it's I think that I think it's awesome that we have like such badass women. Angie Walton, like starting with Angie Walton, dude. Like, you don't mess with Angie Walton. Dude.
We
Like,
have like a history that
she was
starts
the
with like
first.
some badass women, like
oh yeah,
early on. Our
oh yeah,
roots.
like Angie.
Yeah.
Angie was like if it wasn't for a badass woman like Angie, having us dudes backs,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be here, bro. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
I mean, she had our backs, and like to a point to where maybe it was a flaw, but I don't think so because I love her. Like it depends on how you look at it, right? Like, but she
Right.
was so like you don't
She got shit done.
you don't fuck with her, dude.
No.
Plain and simple. But she was amazing. And then that spirit of Angie like really rubbed off on everybody too, including the women and produced Fabiola, that don't give a shit, like not gonna put up with shit attitude that Angie had, like really, like it rubbed off clearly. And
Yeah.
then it produced Fabiola and all these other amazing women now.
Yeah.
I've been seeing some really great skating from the women. They gotta be
Yeah.
proud. I like the whole Bladies movement. Like it's cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
It's cool. It's really awesome.
And it's crazy how like it's to your point, like how like deep the history goes, and like
Yeah.
from the early days of blading,
From the
like with
beginning.
the women.
From the
yeah.
from the beginning we
From
had
the
it.
very
from the
beginning.
beginning we've had a queen.
Dawn Everett as well,
from
and
the beginning, from the beginning there's
Kate
been
Django.
beautiful
Yeah.
tough women in our sport. for
Yeah.
sure. And I've always been proud of them.
Man, what a beautiful sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did.
It is really great.
Yeah. And it's funny, we were talking about like back in the day, like how, I think one of the cool things about blading is like the worldwide aspect of it, how it's like, from like the early days, there was like a big scene in Australia, Japan, like a lot of tricks were named after Japanese guys,
Yeah.
Europe,
Yeah.
New York, Southern California.
Yeah.
And obviously you were there in Southern California from like the very beginning.
Right.
So,
Yep.
and having like, I feel like Tom Frye might have been like the Chris Edwards of of Australia, right? Like that kind of
Well,
his own person. I'm not trying to take away from him, you know what I mean? But I feel like
he was
he's like
the Tom Frye, but he was.
But I feel like he's like that equivalent of like that same time and that same influence,
totally.
but over there.
He was definitely like equal peer,
Yeah,
kicking ass,
for sure.
and
Yeah.
like
That's what I meant,
brother
yeah.
in arms. You know what I mean? Brother
sure.
in arms. And he definitely led the charge for the Australians. He was the dude, and still is the dude.
Yeah.
Like he still is, and he still has a great group of people. And with Scotty Crawford and a lot of the guys there in Australia
Yeah.
right now, the scene's still solid. It's still great.
Yeah.
And you can't
They
mess
always
with them.
have-
Like CJ, dude. Like give me
Yeah.
a break.
Yeah, I know.
Gav
Give me a
dr-
break, dude.
Gav
You
drum.
can't mess with the Australians.
Australia
dude.
always bred
No, Aussie,
amazing
Aussie,
skaters.
Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. For life.
Yeah, for real.
Like there's no messing with them, man.
Yeah, they always bred great
No, dude.
skaters from the beginning.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, right out the gate, Tom Frye's a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, our culture is just incredible. And what's really beautiful about it is like Tom Frye's a completely different style skater than me. And like equal or better in so many other aspects. Like I mean, he's such the technical things that Frye did are just mind blowing. Like I got my applause is just because I threw myself to the wall. Like I just went as fast as I could and flew my ass in the air and either landed or didn't, and it was just like, woo, that was nuts. But like Tom Frye was just like, what the fuck did you just do, Tom?
Yeah.
Like what was that? I mean, that's from the fish brain on, man. Like from the
Yeah.
fish brain on, like was just.
So
Tom
much.
Frye.
So
Dude,
much
Tom Frye was like the first person I ever saw like lace bowls and parks and
Yeah,
shit
very fluid.
in reverse, like fakie style the whole
Yeah.
way, like you're like going backwards, just like and like just like lacing everything. Like,
Just
dude,
on
you just
it.
did that whole thing fakey, Tom. Like what the hell? Like damn.
Yeah.
yeah. He's legend, dude.
Yeah.
Legend. You know, but
No, that's crazy. Just that history that everyone has, like in.
Oh no! It was really incredible times, man. And then you had Dave Payne going around capturing it all, dude.
Yeah.
And Dave Payne's a soldier, dude. Like I mean, what he did to capture it all and get it out to the masses is unheard of. His dedication there through that whole Video Groove run was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean the
for
amount
sure.
of
He was
things.
nonstop.
Yeah, right. He was a nonstop
numerous
editing,
videos a year
filming
traveling all around
beast,
the world.
dude. You couldn't keep up with them. Yeah, you couldn't keep up with them, and he was just spitting them out for us. You know, the whole series, man, just spitting them out,
Yeah.
bro. And-
Now a lot of those like integral people in the early days that just like added to the culture so much, like
Yeah.
people skating like Tom and you and everyone from like all over the world, and the people documenting it, and Dave and
Yeah.
all the stuff, Sean Tomlin and everything like that. Yeah, it's crazy like how rich it goes and how deep it goes, the whole thing with everything.
It's really a beautiful family, you know. And what's great is
Really.
like I think now we're sitting like there's that moment when whenever I guess like we'll probably as we move on here we'll get to the where it kind of like it felt like the bottom fell out for a second, but like 95 we're still cranking, right? Like highlights of 95, X Games is great. Bottom line is badass. The Hoax is moving. You got Chocolate Trooper cranking, and then now we're rolling into
So like we were
now
saying,
we're rolling into 96.
Yeah, so like you were saying, like back then, like with you created the Dark, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, but then you were telling me like every company and like their sister and their family came into the industry.
That would happen, and that would happen in '97. So, '96 is now the introduction. '96 is the year that the Daytona was released.
Got it.
Okay, '95 is when we were designing it. All right, and the X Games were happening. Then we were inside the top secretly designing it, right? And then it released in '96. So now we're rolling into the '96 X Games, and then the big reveal of the Daytona and that whole series, you know. And so then now the X Games continue to push and they continue to crank, but there's still this really great back end story happening of the culture without the games, you know. And this is where once the game, I really think that our story is in the back end culture. Like the X Games is just like a flash in the pan, right? Like I think as a culture we're gonna have our big moments of like mainstream hoopla back into just like the love and core, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that seems to be the wave, right? That's kind of the dance that happens with
Yeah,
all
that
the
was one of
action
those
sports,
moments.
right? And we experienced our first initial wave, and now we had to go back down, and now it feels like there's a swell coming again, right? Like right now in 220, it feels like there's a nice little swell starting to form again, and potentially another wave's coming, you know. But it's just kind of part of the dance, and
Right.
But all the back end stuff then what was happening with the Video Groove and FR and all these like crazy cool companies that were in the mix, you know, is really what like is the heart and soul of what we do.
Yeah.
And holds is just the glue, you know.
Yeah.
It's really the glue.
Totally. I want to talk on those companies for a second.
Yeah.
Bring it back down for a
Okay.
second. Just 'cause
Regroup.
we can get scattered and go on a bunch of different tears. Quickly before we go on, I want to talk about FR and the coming to Senate and all these things in the beginning of everything, all that stuff. Quick, I just want to touch with our sponsors again really quick,
Yeah,
if we
please do.
could, because it's
Yes,
the middle of the
let's
show.
thank the people who made this possible.
Would like to give a shout out again to Intuition Skate Shop. They have these really cool hats, and you're on a cruise every day in your captain's hat. And check out all the new shirts. We got a couple down here. I'll pull up another one.
I have it on the screen.
They are made by Jeremy Baytall. Check out
Bing.
the shirt.
Boom.
Intuition Skate Shop.
Bomb.
At Intuition Skate Shop on Instagram. We have Zella Health.
Zella Health, yes. Everyone check out Zella Health. Blader own health brand, a bunch of vitamins. They're offering a 20% discount for our Jump Street viewers, for you guys. So use code Jump Street at checkout for 20% off your entire order. And they also have deals on gift bundles for the holidays as well. So definitely check them out as well. Zella Health and Intuition Skate Shop. Links in the description below, as well as Always Next Time, a video out of Connecticut.
Check out Tallboyz, Always Next Time.
Yep.
So
all that linked in the description to check out after you're done watching this episode.
Yes. And, of course, all of the super chats that come from this episode, we're going to be prioritizing the super chats at the end for the questions to Chris. And 50% of those super chats go to the Chris Edwards Foundation. It's an initiative with Apex Technical School to take kids who are from broken homes, teach them how to build homes, give them a career, teach them a trade, get them certified. And it's hopefully people within the rollerblading community who skate and get them to build homes. So we will get into that later, but I just wanted to jump on that really quick. So you were talking about those companies that added to the culture greatly, like, FR and Senate and those things. And when was that, around 96, 97?
That's when Arlo came out, I think 92, 93 is when Arlo came out to Cali. And I think by 93, is when he sparked the Senate brand. By 96 though, he turned it into a super company, like him, Heineken and the gang, they turned that shit into a super company. That's when it became Super Senate, bro.
Right.
It did. They exploded. And that angst, that awesome angst that Arlo was able to bring to the masses, really caught on fire.
Yeah, marketing genius.
Yeah. He really captured that inner angst in all of us and gave everybody that platform to release it. So it blew the hell up, and then there was a big push. There's always been a mighty pushback from the core skaters that skate from the heart versus the corporates, right? There's a battle of us versus the corporates. It just kind of always has, because the moment all you care about is the bottom line, then you lose your soul, right? Because your soul's gone. Because you don't give a shit about how you feel and what your soul's like how it feels inside, and that ride and that love for it. So that's where that battle between the soul and the just like the cold greed wall comes in.
Absolutely.
Corporates, they can't help but think bottom line, because they're just business.
They just want dollar signs.
So if you ain't selling me no damn skates, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just it's always gonna be a natural thing. But that's where it's been the fight from the skaters' end to have that skater-own brand, and because then we don't have to fight that corporate wall. We can raise money within ourselves to support ourselves and have that soul going, and the dream of being able to let our money work for ourselves rather than hit the corporate wall and be sucked away and never to be seen again has been really the battle. That's been the battle.
Yeah, I feel like that battle still lives on.
Of course it does.
Today.
Oh, huge. I think it's probably equally as important, if not more important today than even back then. Because at least back then there was some halfway decent royalties and a shit ton of skates and products being sold that everyone was relatively healthy, even though probably being a little bit exploited and not making what they should deserve. There was enough sales and enough stuff happening.
They're able to
pros were
pay
actually
rent,
able to live off of
live
skating.
a little bit.
Where now it's
it was a career at that time.
Yeah, where now this battle is hurts even more.
So much more crucial.
So much more crucial now that
it's a good point.
This battle's here, man. It's here, dude.
It's always been.
It always has been, and it always will be. Like I said, a corporation can't help but think about the bottom line.
Yeah,
There's no heart and soul. So the best thing that the corporation could possibly do is go and support an awesome grassroots tour and hope that a little bit of heart and soul gets leaked into their company through their efforts of actually reaching out to some people that have the heart and soul, funding them, giving them the opportunity to grow their heart and soul. And that's what the corporate machine really should be doing, is funding the heart and soul and keeping us moving. And if they're not doing that and all they're doing is just I'm gonna grab you, I'm gonna put your name on it, I'm gonna spit you out and kick you to the curb, then they're just stealing from us.
Yeah.
Really, bottom line.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that
They're
happening
just
too
stealing from us.
in the 90s.
It sucks.
Yeah.
No, it's happening. It happens all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And it doesn't do
It happens all
anything
the
to
time.
help
It
doesn't do anything to help
Sometimes-
reinvest in the culture, does it? When you take people and put them to the side like that.
Yeah, right.
No.
No. That's why it's really important for us then to create our own economy, you know, and do like great things. I mean, like there's a lot of us that have, and that, you know, I mean, like I just keep coming back to Julio because I'm so proud of what he's been able to do. But like, so now the monies that are being spent through them is going to them, right, and to us. Like he's doing great things with people. Yeah, it's awesome, you know, and those kind of like, and that's why I started teaming up with Caltech, like just because I'm concentrating on the kids side. I want to concentrate on little kids. I got kids, but Caltech's 100% skater-owned brand out of Ireland. So you know, I'm trying to align myself with what I believe in. You know,
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
Definitely supporting the right people.
yeah, and put the money back into the skaters' pockets, you know, and let it rotate amongst us, and let that flow and back each other up. But you know, whatever, that's business. Let's get back to talking about skating.
No, totally. But
That is skating.
yeah, that is
It is.
skating.
That is
It
part of our life.
It's business blading. It's some business blading.
A little bit of business blading.
But yeah, during that time, whatever, all these companies flow in, butt in, and,
FR,
and,
no,
and, then-
FR,
and, that's-
dude, like Nick-
and then there were some real
FR was
companies
hardcore,
too.
'cause
But then there's like, there's Senate, there's FR,
FR wasn't
there's-
messing around. Senate, Arlo found an incredible lane to be able to like throw the finger up without somehow pissing off like everybody completely.
Yeah.
Like and get it to where it was mainstream.
It sounds like he pissed off almost everybody.
Oh, well, Arlo's awesome. He pissed
Yeah.
off all kinds of people, but he's still in the way that he pissed people off.
Yeah.
They kept coming
It
back.
benefited.
They kept
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah.
So like you know, the way that Arlo was able to piss people off, it was
Right.
awesome.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
FR, Nick just straight up was just like the finger was in the air, you know, and then Freedom.
What was FR? What I mean,
Skater owned. Is that what
no,
you're
we've
asking?
been through. No, we've
What?
been through like what FR stood for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or potentially what it stood for.
Yeah, and it's still mystery. Even like the
Yeah. Even Jack Malone didn't know.
But I think
Ortega didn't know.
But I
really.
think the idea of it was anti-corporation.
Yeah.
Pretty much, man.
Right.
And it was definitely.
So I think that's what FR stood for.
Yeah.
Anti-corporation.
Good way to say that.
Yeah.
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 No, it was straight. Like at the time, Rollerblade was doing some weird stuff. Like the company at the time was doing some weird stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay,
It was straight
Rollerblade.
up. It was straight up like FU Rollerblade. I mean,
Okay, FU
like,
Rollerblade.
really. Like, but that was like the underlying message of what FR was. So
Yeah.
Like through Nick, it was like, dude, like, what do you like? They did some shady shit to the New York skaters at the time, you know.
Right.
So Nick got really pissed off and formed FR, which was straight up like FU Rollerblade. And then you know.
And that's why they try to come like. Well, that's why like the whole brand was kind of such a core, like push at that time.
Yeah. And but he did great things, and they didn't advertise it as FU Rollerblade, but you know, like kind of the underlining.
Insinuated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Was just kind of like his pushback against like some of the stuff that he wasn't happy with that the corporations were doing to him.
Which
So
is like, you know, it's like
That
that
was his
it's like
thing.
that punk style.
Of
Like
course,
it's like
that's
that
like- that's
which
a-
has been in the beginning of
Yeah.
skating since like, come on,
Yeah.
Brian Bell, early
Yeah,
days,
yeah.
Hoax 1,
Yeah,
bottom line.
no, the punk. I think the punk style has been like from day one of
From
humanity.
day
right?
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we're like, oh man, I'm
From
gonna
cavemen.
I'm gonna eat the apple. I don't give a shit. Like it's been like from day one.
That's
dude.
punk. He's punking
You know,
out
yeah,
against
right,
God. Yeah.
right.
That's real, dude.
That's just our
Totally.
nature.
Yeah, that is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But you mentioned like starting your own tour, or whatever. Was that the birth tour that you were starting to touch on a little bit? Having like a core tour that other
Yeah,
companies
because-
can support.
Things are cranking, you know, like through 96, 97, 98. It's X Games. And then there's great stuff happening with Dave Payne and others, you know, like he's capturing all the really awesome core stuff while a bunch of us are trapped in like corporate mainstream land, you know, hoping that what we're doing attracts the masses. And, you know, and then there's a bunch of really awesome dedicated people on the back end, like, okay, we're just going to keep the core alive, you know. So those were weird years, you know, and I was really trapped in the mainstream, like just like poster child nonsense, you know.
Yeah, you were that guy.
Yeah, and it was just like I got sick of it, man. I was just over it. Dave Payne did the Sunshine Tour, man, and I was just like so inspired. I was like, Dave, dude, I'm telling you, man, I think I'm just over this shit, dude. I'm just over it. I'm gonna buy an RV, bro, and I'm gonna follow your tour around. And I'll probably start doing some other stuff. I think I just really love what you're doing. This is really like what I would rather be doing. It's what I've always wanted to do. Like this fits me so much better than the X Games. Like I'm not a competition dude.
Yeah.
So inspired
Was
by
Hoax 2 the first one of that?
What?
Like that
The tour.
tour in an RV, like
No, yeah, Hoax one was.
Hoax
yeah,
one.
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm,
right.
That's right. Yeah.
And then, but yeah, on an RV style like that, yeah,
Yeah.
it was, which was great. And then it kind of like that, like kind of died out for a second for a few years though, through all the hoopla. And then Dave just saw the need to like remind everybody that it was like, guys, like come back here and like put your roots back down, you know, like go, like do what you need to do. You know,
Right.
Dave's a good dude in his core, you know, and like he's always like fought for the soul of us, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. So then, you know, I was like, yeah, let's do this, Dave. Like, fucking, come on, brother, let's go. So I ended up buying the RVs, and I just kind of like I maneuvered my way a little bit with rollerblades. So I still had like some sponsorship through them, and kind of had them sponsored through my RV, and load up a trailer full of skates and stuff, and then set out, you know. And then I was gonna hook up with Sunshine and everything, and then I shattered my arms in Boston, and it kind of like.
And Nickel and Dime.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I kind of put it on hold for a second.
Yeah. Oh, was that Nickel and Dime 2? I
Yeah.
think Nickel and Dime 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Oof.
Yeah, that fall. We got to talk about that
Yeah.
fall because that's
Yeah,
like
do you mind
a
if we touch on
well-known
that?
fall.
We should probably touch on that one.
He's like hesitant.
Kind of sensitive.
It's kind of a sensitive subject.
It didn't sound like
You're
it
a tough
before
guy.
that it was a sensitive
Yeah, I'll be
issue.
fine.
Yeah, I think.
I'll be fine. Yeah, dude, that was gnarly. I don't know, cause like I was just super pumped to like be away from the X Games and away from that hoopla. I was just like juiced, and I'm
Because
out.
you were buried in that for a while.
Buried, dude,
like,
buried,
deep.
buried. Too much, man.
Yeah.
Like where it was just like I wasn't having fun anymore. You know, I wasn't having fun. It was just show up to the events, man. Be stuck behind barricades. You know, like
Didn't feel, it's like not
no,
genuine.
there was no interaction with the culture that way. Like it's like this weird like separation of like skater and fan, and you know, like I never enjoyed it. I'd rather skate with you than you watch me skate,
Right.
right? Like, so I just needed to get out and go skate with people, and I was juiced to skate with people. I was like, oh man, we were in the RV. I'd escaped that shit. Like, woo, Dave, I'm coming. Like, full charge. Like, let's go. And I was out street skating with everybody, man. I was like, okay, yeah, oh man, I'm gonna do this gnarly thing. Yeah, I'm gonna jump over this thing down, and like, my brain was convinced I could do it, and
That's crazy by today's standards. Also,
I spot it. What's that?
the gap.
Yeah, the
that-
gap was stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm stupid. And it's just, you know, I was just like pumped. Like, okay, I'm going to just lay down a freaking hammer.
No, I went there. I went
Right?
to that
Like,
spot
it's like-
years
Oh, did
later.
you?
Like, let's do
And
it.
Have
you're
you
like,
ever
what
been-
was he
have you
thinking?
ever
No,
been
I
there?
don't think
big.
it
It's
It was
nuts.
gnarly.
It's
I don't
like-
know what I was
it's
thinking.
like this
Yeah, it
tall.
looks
It's a tall
high.
ass
It's like,
rail.
it's like 14,
and then it's
15
like, yeah,
foot
it's
drop.
way the hell up
It's like
there.
way bigger than a vert ramp. Kind of
yeah,
tall.
Oh my God.
I was like,
And you just went for it. I mean,
yeah.
but you had a ton of energy because you had who was there? Corey Donahue,
yeah,
Brian
he's
Bell,
a beast.
Brian
yeah,
Bell's from
right. Bob
Ray
Lewis,
Mendez.
Bob
like,
Lewis,
we had a lot of
Ray.
Yeah, we had a lot of badasses that
Yeah.
were with us. You know, like.
When you got a crew like that,
Yeah, right. Then I'm trying to keep up, and as I'm getting a little bit older, but it's still juice. Like I was like, I can do this.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
I was-
still being like,
dude, I was a legend in my own mind. I was
Right.
like, woo, watch this.
hang back, guys.
Let me show you. Let me show you how us older guys do this. Trip. Head first.
Oh,
man, big old fucking scoop of humble pie.
But you know what? You didn't tiptoe around that.
Yeah.
No. You didn't you
Play
went-
it off.
That's why you got so hurt.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you went for that like full speed.
That went for it.
Yeah, you
that's,
really-
that's me, dude. I'm 100 miles
100.
an hour, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you can watch my skating in the past, man. It's like like I said, I go 100 miles and then I pull the gas off.
Yeah.
But not until I've tried it at 100 first.
we go 100 first.
Yeah, 100 first. Okay, that was a little too fast. Bring it back. You know.
That's real, man.
Yeah, but then I put the pedal to the metal and I went for it, and I just freaking my damn toes clipped it, man. I almost had it, you know. Damn, 2 inches changed my life. Mm-hmm. But
And you knew like right then going down you were screwed.
well, no.
No, okay, fair enough.
All right, because like I'm used to bailing, and if you watch, dude, I actually did an amazing like cat maneuver out
Could
of
have
it.
been worse.
Yeah.
I did an amazing cat maneuver out of it.
Yeah.
I like when I was on my head first, and I'm like, oh, good Lord, here we go. There's concrete coming. We're head first. Like we gotta get out of this. Like, you know. And I managed to like throw my hands out in front of me and like do like a push up, basically, like, you know, like to absorb. So I had to like now make my arms work like my legs and like take the
you can't hit your face.
Yeah, right. So I managed to like do it though and like take it, like just take it with my arms. What? And then tucked and rolled out of it, man. And you'll see me pop up.
Yeah.
Like I pop up. I even use my freaking broken arm to push myself
Yeah,
up. Right.
geez.
And I'm thinking that I'm okay. No blood. I'm like, oh, whew.
Yeah.
And I thought I was okay for a second, right? Like,
a sec.
okay, no blood. Like, Jesus, Lord, like maybe we won't do that again. Then all of a sudden, the pain just went, whoa. I was like, oh shit,
Your
guys.
pain
I
went to
think that
100.
we're something's wrong. Something's wrong, guys. Like something's wrong, man. Like this is bad. Like we gotta go. So then I skated like a mile or two back to the damn skate shop to get to the RV and everything. So I'm just like cruising through Boston with everybody, and everyone's just like kind of helping me out get there, you know. And we just roll our way back to the
With 2 broken arms.
yeah, and then shattered my wrist bad. Like my wrist now, man. Like it's like my arm's pretty much straight, right? So like say I can't make my wrist go any further than that. I can barely make it go like this, and I can barely do anything. So it's like almost like it's just like a straight limb now. And then I got gorilla knuckles now, like an evolution of man. Like if your wrist.
They are
can't
so
bend-
calloused,
Dude,
man.
you get,
Yeah,
like,
no, it's
Look
insane.
at those things, man. They're like just like because I have to push off of the ground.
Yeah.
With everything I do, like this with my fist, because
Yeah.
I can't flex like you normally would push yourself up. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't get that. So now I've got gorilla knuckles, and then my left arm, I exploded my radial head here. I guess can't quite get that up that far, but I exploded my radial head, so I can't. This is as far as I can bend my arm now this way, so I can't straighten this arm. This is as far as it'll go.
Ugh.
And then I can't like really pronate like very well on it. You know,
Yeah.
I've managed to adapt. Like I'm not complaining here, but this is just what happened. And you know, I've built big old homes and all kinds of crazy shit with these messed up arms. But the crazy thing is I can't pronate right here, bro. Going through a drive-through and then needing to get your change.
Let's see the maneuver.
How do you get your change? How do you get your change when like your hand doesn't like you're like this and look it's like your
just
your
dropping all the
quarters and
coins.
dimes is like a ding 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 ding. Oh man, I guess I give that to the McDonald's kids. Like you know. So then I was like, man, this sucks. So then I had to like figure out how to do it. So like people like look at me like crazy weird when I go to a drive-thru and I gotta get my change, right? Because I gotta do like this b-boy like move like bam bam bam, right? And then I gotta go like this like, and then now my hand's flat, right? Like now my hand's flat. Give me my change. Right? Thank you.
You gotta do the.
Yeah. I'll take the change. But you know, I've learned to live with it. You know, what are you gonna do? You know, I got funny looks when I was the only kid with skates, so whatever. You know, but like, and it's gnarly. The worst part was when I woke up and my arms were like this, dude, and then I had to take a shit. So you can only imagine. We
Yeah.
don't need to go any further than that.
Oh my God! Wait, so you had 2 arm casts on,
Yeah,
right?
right. And had to shit.
Oh man.
You know.
Wait, what?
Challenges in life. You overcome.
I guess we don't
Clearly.
need to go any further.
Yeah,
We don't.
I almost don't want to go any
That's enough.
further.
There's
Because
enough.
I
right?
definitely don't know how to deal with that.
I don't
Yeah.
want to go any
But
further
we
at
just
that
leave
point.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
Some things are best left to one's imagination.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can imagine.
Yeah, you can imagine. How long did you have the casts on for?
Weeks. And then I had this crazy like goalpost looking like thing contraption to hold this thing. And then my dumbass was doing high air in Orlando with a cast on, front flipping over the high air thing at the rollerblade challenge.
Damn.
With a damn freaking metal contraption sticking out of my hand.
You know, I
I'm
met
just
you.
stupid, man.
I actually met you shortly after that.
Yeah.
In I think '98. You just or '99. You just like were healing from this, and there was a demo in Brooklyn, Bay Ridge by Panda Sport.
Yeah.
And you were not skating yet, but you were playing the drums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was then.
Nice.
It was shortly after that.
Nice.
Yeah. Fellow
That's awesome.
fellow drummer.
Yeah,
What's
hell
up?
yeah, man.
Let's go.
You're all right. I didn't mean for my knuckles.
That's
to
all
hurt
right.
you
You're gonna
like
cut
that.
me up with that gorilla knuckle.
Yeah,
right
yeah, the
there.
gorilla knuckles.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, whatever. You know, you learn to adapt with
Yeah.
those kind of things. I'm doing fine. But it's insane. Yeah.
That's right, man. No,
Yeah.
I understand. I have
Stuff
all
you gotta
kinds
do.
of.
Yeah, right. It's the things that we end up getting, right? Like,
live and you live and you learn.
That's got to be your new cartoon character.
If you rollerblade,
the
you know,
new
you
burst
got a
shirt
story.
cartoon character's got to be
like that.
this.
Like,
yeah, that's the original waiter arm.
Yeah, right. Look like a waiter. It's ridiculous. Yeah, but you know, things were great. And starting that tour, man, was like the best thing I could do. So I had to go on pause for a little bit, you know, just to heal up for about 6 weeks. And then I was right back at it with the cast on, driving in the tour and continuing the tour. So we just put a small hold on it and then kicked that puppy back into gear and went and visited people everywhere. It was awesome. And then it started to evolve, and the next year involved it into the diversity tour with the ASA, and you know.
Yeah,
what was that?
The ASA, like the beginning of the ASA, you were there for the beginning of that too, when Mark Shays created that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I was under the.
These things were pivotal in the beginning of our thing. Like no one knows that. Like on a regular basis, we would turn on TV and we would see.
And ASA became the standard too.
Yeah, it was.
Of
I saw ASA on TV more than this.
Yeah,
It did.
Yeah.
And then, but there was like, when we initially first was NIS, right? And then everyone did NIS. And then the X Games was knocking on the door. And then we were presented that, like, if we formed a skaters association, that we could, like, be more like skater union, and we'll do this ASA thing and represent skaters. And I was under the impression that we were making a skaters association. And so I was like, okay, then I'm going to back the skaters. Like, when we do the skaters association, and then I didn't do NIS anymore. And then ASA started doing their events, and I was like supporting them and doing it all, and then like just like kind of slowly watched it turn into its like a corporation, and then and this kind of like morphed itself into like an ESPN sub brand in a way. I think it just started to lose its core and soul. Like, it was a bummer. And then so like '99, I did the diversity tour with them. I thought that, okay, let's pump it up. And I had like all intentions of like with the diversity tour. The reason why I named it the diversity tour is because I wanted to show the diverseness of our culture, show off like more the skater brands, show off the art, show off the music. Like, I set up stages, a little stage, had b-boy battles. I brought in DJs. It was just trying to like showcase like the diverseness of really the youth and our culture. And by the end of the year, man, I don't know, we just started butting heads. They couldn't find a way to like have maybe Slim Jim sponsor the core industry of it. They just wanted to just let Slim Jim sponsor it, I guess, man. I just remember getting in a fight with them, and I got really pissed off because they weren't supporting it, and I just said, you know what, man, just kiss my ass. And
snap into a Slim Jim, mofo.
Yeah, I remember like Rollinson and stuff like announcing.
I remember that.
Or like Brian Smith, like eating Slim Jims while announcing.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, like the only thing that was cool out of that whole experience is that Macho Man was hanging out in my RV with me and him and his girlfriend. We were hanging out like at one of the events.
Randy Savage?
It was like, yeah.
He would come
it was hot, and
he would come to the
sit in
events.
my cool off. He would cool off in my RV. It was insane.
R.I.P. to the GOAT, man.
Like that was cool.
Wow.
That was a cool thing.
That is
I used to
super
scream
cool.
at him because and people always thought like why are you screaming at the Macho Man from the top of the ramp? Because they didn't realize that he was like taking the breaks in my RV, cooling off. Him and his wife would just sit in my RV and get the cool, my AC cranked. So then I was sitting and would talking with him and everything. So then I would be up on the ramp and Macho Man would be down at the bottom. Like, yo, Macho Man, I'm coming for you. I just start screaming at him,
No, you weren't, dude.
And people were like, what the hell is that doing?
No,
Screaming at the Macho Man.
No.
Like, I'm going to snap into your Slim Jim.
No, you did not, dude.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
So because ASA
was
was partnered with Slim Jim, and
Yeah.
Slim
Macho
Jim
Man was Macho Man's
was a
gig.
main ambassador of Slim Jim.
Right.
He used to be at the
He would
ASA
show up a
events.
couple,
And he
crazy
would go
that he
in
was
your
doing it.
trailer to cool down.
Right, and then me and him would talk, and then without anyone knowing, we would be outside, and I'd start screaming at him from the vert ramp. And he'd be
No.
like, I'm gonna get you, kid.
He would, he would play it
scream
back?
Yeah, he'd scream back at me.
That's cool that he was
Yeah,
cool
it was
like
fun.
that.
It was fun. Oh, yeah, he was awesome.
He'd play it back?
He was actually great.
No way.
He was a really cool dude.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
That's
He was
really
awesome.
rad. Dude, that's super cool, man.
It is. That's like the coolest thing that came from it.
That's super
Right?
cool.
Like, that was cool.
But that's one of the coolest things ever, so that's okay.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
cool.
gonna get you,
I think
kid.
that-
That is tight, man.
it was awesome.
Whoa, I'm like actually kind of blown away by that right now.
Out of
All
all
right.
people, Macho Man. Randy Savage.
Take a moment to the RIP to the GOAT, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Randy.
Miss you, Macho.
Yeah, Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Yeah.
RIP to the GOAT.
Freaking awesome.
Should we open up for questions soon?
Yeah, I think we're gonna open it up for questions soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess
I-
what tomorrow we'll talk more about the detour because the detour then like is gonna be we can start tomorrow with the detour.
Yeah, tomorrow is gonna be like our big episode. We're gonna kind of talk about like everything from 98 forward, your new projects. We're also gonna touch on everything that people missed from episode 1 and episode 2.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a big one too.
So definitely catch that.
We're gonna start collecting questions. So if anyone has questions,
If you have questions, put them forward.
like we say, the super chatters,
Prioritize the super chats.
If not, at least at Jump Street in the comments. That way we
Yes.
could see your questions, and we'll get to it after the super chatters. Everyone, check out Zella Health for all of us dealing with inflammation in our joints, specifically our knees. Zella Health is a Blader-owned brand. Focusing on supplements, and they're focusing on the turmeric and ginger capsules, which help with inflammation, specifically with like our knees and our joints and stuff like that, which is really good. So check them out. They also have apple cider gummies, elderberry, vitamin C, zinc capsules. So check them all out. Use code JUMPSTREET at checkout for 20% off your entire order. There's a link in the description below.
And if you're getting them anyway, you might as well get it with the 20% discount.
Might
This
as
stuff
well.
is good.
You might as
I
well.
use the turmeric and ginger, like I was
Yeah.
saying earlier.
And I just had the elderberries.
Yep. And I actually want to give the apple cider gummies a try because I know apple cider is good for you, but I cannot stomach it. So a gummy makes more sense
Well,
to
here
me.
you go then.
Yummy.
Zella Health, everybody.
Yeah, Zella Health. Shout outs. And again, everything you want to get from there, go to their store and put in the promo code JumpStreet for 20% off your order. Intuition Skate Shop. The OG, Matt Mickey.
Get him, Mickey.
Get him,
Get a
Mick.
Mick.
Intuition Skate. Get him, Mick.
Get him, Mickey.
Get a Mick.
Intuition Skate Shop is the world's local skate shop since 2000. 2 decades of blade, brick and mortar without borders. They have a ton of new shirts, 3 new shirts actually. It's the Derek Henderson, the Can't Skate, and the As Fate Would Have It. And these exclusive shirts were hand-drawn by iconic blade artist Jeremy Baytall. We're in his hometown right now in Pittsburgh. And are available in sizes extra small all the way to triple XL. So anywhere from the smallest kid to the biggest Be Unique fan, which I am as well.
Jeremy's from Erie,
But
he's living in
Well, not
Pittsburgh.
hometown, I guess.
Yeah, his
but
hometown, just
his
hometown.
town.
Yeah.
Because he's
Okay,
really proud of it.
his
He's really
town.
like he's got
He's really
pride.
proud. I don't want to offend
Erie
him.
is tight.
We don't want to offend him. We might need him to design some jump shirts in the future.
Shout out, Jeremy Baytall, Erie.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I saw on Netflix recently that crazy killer movie. We'll talk about that later. Nick's signature captain hat right here. Every day is a cruise in your captain's hat. So please check that out. It's at intuitionskateshop.com or at Intuition Skate Shop on Instagram. Matt Mickey, please check out those new shirts from Jeremy Baytall. And also
check out the nice video Always Next Time by the Tallboyz in Connecticut.
Always Next Time.
Always Next Time, featuring one of the first Mark Voida sections we've seen in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Hammer time with that guy. And check it out. Link in the description to the YouTube video. Check that
with
out.
sections of Mark Voida, Dave Gunn III, Todd Labazetta, Josh Weaver, Andrew Leverton, Uptown Flip, Matt Silcox, Ian Hutchinson, Taylor Knight, and Rob Dagowitz. Oh, I didn't know how to say that right.
That's good. That works. That works for us.
Okay, but
that works.
But everyone, so check that
That
out.
works for us.
Last thing before we get into the questions. So please, if you're watching this live, line up your questions. Also, if you're watching this live, please hit the like button. Smash it, if you will. Press it. Tap it lightly. Whatever works for you.
Thumbs
but
up.
If you hit the like button, then something occurs with the algorithm something we can't understand yet. It's something like quantum mechanics, quantum physics. If you think you know quantum physics, you don't know quantum physics, and it helps with the algorithm. So please press that button. But also, before we get into those questions, all of the super chats from this part 1, part 2, part 3, half of the super chats from this will be going to the Chris Edwards Foundation. That is an initiative working with Apex Technical School in New York City to get kids who are from broken homes to learn how to build homes. They get a trade. There are kids who skate. They are generally aimed kids from 18 to 24 years old, and that is the cause for that. And so come out, learn something, and build your life, and get something positive out of the blading thing. So you know, you don't have to always
get your hands dirty.
You don't have to always be like, hey, I'm blading and the end goal is to be a pro blader, because that's not necessarily the path to win.
No, it's not.
So no, it's not.
No.
So you could find. I mean, maybe one day, we hope it will be, but in the current moment, it's good to learn those trades and find out the skills
Definitely
that you can learn through blading as a result of the community. So we're gonna get into that deeply tomorrow. But for now, that's where half of the super chats will go, and
we
the
need
people
scholarship
have the
money. Let's get some kids to school.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I'm like I was saying, I might be the first student of the Chris Levy Foundation.
You're gonna be the poster boy.
I might be.
I'm gonna teach you how,
I might be the
teach you how
guy.
to whip a skill saw around, man. You'll be able to lay some cord around with just a skill saw and a square.
Hey, look,
I don't even know what
Who
he's
needs a
talking
chop- who
about,
needs a chop saw?
but you
don't
will
need a chop
someday.
saw.
I'll come back.
Saw.
My knuckles will end up looking like Chris's when I come back.
Yeah, that's right. Some blue collar shit.
We also
I know how to work a skill saw, by the way.
We also have to mention the giveaway that we're going on right now.
That's right. We have a giveaway right now.
We have the giveaway going on. So, Chris, do you want to explain the giveaway?
All right. So, the graciousness of John Julio, and the
shout out them skates.
Yep. Heck yeah, them skates, and the awesomeness of Celtic.
Shout out Celtic.
We are doing you can. You see that we're relaunching the Birth brand, and we are embracing legends and the 12 and under community. And we really are pushing our initiative is for the parents who roll with their kids. So like legends like the Monster and the Little Monster, right? Like so, and Richard and his daughter. Like there's great legends out there right now that have kids. And there's also great parents out there all over like the Instagram showing their kids skating and them skating with their kids. So that's a community that we want to embrace, because that's at this point, that's me too, right? Like I'm just an old dude with kids. So we're gonna just live vicariously through our children. And
absolutely.
So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna take the blessings from them skates and from Celtic, and we are gonna give a pair of them skates and the new collaboration of Birth, the new Birth Celtic
the kids
TBS
skate.
Thunder skate.
Thunder
And
skate.
they're gonna be the Thunder.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna give a pair of those skates and a pair of the thems to the best mother-daughter, mother-son, father-daughter, father-son
Parent-child.
duo. Yeah. And if you need like a little bit of inspiration, then check out Jaron Grobe and his son. They do some fun like little over-under stuff. So we're gonna do like a little bit of '90s throwback where you do some over-under, like do some cool little stuff together.
Be creative.
Be creative. Have some fun with your children, and let's see those edits, and you guys will explain where to send them in. But then the best edit wins. Yeah. And we got three sets, so there's three opportunities to win. So
that's great.
So the top 3 edits are getting a brand new skates.
Two pairs of skates.
Yeah, so complimentary pair of them from Julio and gang, and then Celtic's new Birth collaboration. The Thunder.
Yes.
Thunder. So do they need to specifically be edits, or they could just be like a couple of clips?
Little tricks. Yeah, don't go buck wild. Just give us a couple of tricks.
It's Instagram. Tricks. Yeah.
Post it on Instagram.
There are 3.
We're not looking for a Dave Payne edit. Like, good luck.
Yeah.
No one can keep up with Dave Payne. No. We're just looking for just give us a couple clips. Like, just show us a couple tricks.
It doesn't have to be
fun.
Aaron Feinberg and Brain Fear Gone. But we have 3. There's 3 prizes. Each of the prizes is 1 pair of them skates for a parent. The other one is a
Celtic Thunder.
the Celtic one for the kids. The Thunder skate. Be the Thunder. And it's going to be 3.
It's so fun to say.
Yes, it is actually pretty fun to say.
Let me try.
It is.
Be the Thunder.
So-
That's good.
So-
tell that to the little kid.
Yeah.
So here's how you
Like,
qualify. This is how you qualify to win. We're going to make posts on the Instagram in order how to do it. You make a post that says, you tag and follow at Birth Legacy, at CE Circa 1986, at Jump Street Podcast, and hashtag TBS Thunder. Just put a clip of you and your kids skating, put it on Instagram, tag all those things, Birth Legacy, CE Circa 1986, Jump Street Podcast, hashtag TBS Thunder, and let's see those clips. You have until January 15th, and we will, with Chris, select 3 people who are going to win those 3 prizes, which is 2 pairs of skates each, 1 for you and 1 for your kid.
That's
That's
Let's
really
do this.
cool.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's get some kids on some skates.
That's what I'm talking about.
Woo! You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Kids are the future,
Let's
man.
get some.
Let's go.
Get these apple cider vinegar, babies. Let's go.
Yeah. fix your knees and get some kids.
Let's go.
All right, let's go through. We have a bunch of super
Got some
chatters we need to
questions?
shout out real quick,
Let's
and
do
some
it.
questions.
Okay.
Want to thank our super chatters so far. We have Corey English, Older Blading, Chad Hornish, of course, as usual. Good old reliable Chad. Ren, who asks, Chris, what do you think we should be doing to make the next generation of skaters?
We should be just like what we're talking about right now, that we just talked about. Like, so we're gonna, I think that find kids around and just encourage them to ride. If you have an extra pair of skates laying around, you know, or if you have the ability and the means to be able to pick up a pair of Caltics, you know, maybe grab the limited edition CE Daytona that we just dropped. Like, you know, we're only doing 50 of those. Like, we just did a remake of
Stay
the Daytona.
tuned for episode tomorrow. We're going to
You
be
know?
showing you exclusively
Yeah.
the 25-year CE Daytona.
Yeah, it's gonna be great,
Yeah.
but it's available right now, like, you know. But like, you know, grab a pair of skates, find a kid, train a kid, teach a kid. If you don't have your own kids, those of us who have our own kids
Yeah.
and love skating, then that's where we're really encouraging the interaction of parents and kids. Because we got one of those rare sports. This isn't baseball. You drop them off to the coach, right? This is like take your kid to a park. You can skate with them on flat ground or in the
Yeah.
skate park with them. We have a very rare kind of sport. We're kind of like a bike, right? Like
Yeah.
where you can skate with your kid. You don't. This isn't like wrestling. This isn't football. You know, you're not going to
Drop
play
him off and
football
watch him
with your
play.
kid.
I mean, you
Right.
could wrestle with your kid, but you'll probably kick his ass.
Yeah, or he'll
their
probably kick
ass.
yours for a minute until
they
until
get
you're
bigger.
50 and they're you're like, I was kidding.
I was more
Stop
thinking.
this.
I was more thinking of the single digits, but yeah.
yeah, when it's easy. Yeah, no. But we have this awesome sport that's
Right.
like totally we can do this.
Yeah.
So like let's do this.
That's a good point.
And then so that's really kind of our initiative, right? That Ray and myself and others who are collabing with us. That's our mission. You know, we got great collaborations. You know, Frye's gonna do something with us. Arlo just released with us.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Tom going to do something with you?
Yeah, dude. We're
That's
gonna be
super
touching with
cool.
everybody. Like we're gonna. That's why we're gonna embrace the legends. So like, there's gonna be kind of like a little section of what we do that's gonna be like more towards legend throwbacks, right? Which would be kind of like the birth classics and reissues. And then the Thunder series is like the 12
the
and under
kids.
kid with some cartoons and more like
Yes.
kid parent.
I like the way
thing,
all
right?
that looks now,
So like,
yeah.
there's just two parts of what we're doing. We're embracing legends, telling the story. Because by embracing the legends, we get to tell the kids our history at the exact same time, right? So
Yeah.
it's just like a really nice marriage. And then the middle ground, like where Julio and then Frankie and like our current like badass dudes are thriving. Thrive.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to get in the middle of that. We just want to like celebrate our legends and like produce,
try to
produce
reinvest.
some new
Plant the seed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Produce some new kids for them, right?
sure.
Like bring the kids up for the new company, like you know, like
Yeah.
that's where my head's at, right? Like that's it.
Totally.
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
get-
you
I don't
have-
want to get in the way, dude. I've been number one. I've been working on a construction company, looking on the outside in to what badass jobs everyone's doing. I can't do it any better.
Yeah.
So, but I can definitely support my homies from back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And I can definitely support kids.
Totally.
Yeah. So
And a lot of
it's
people
that
don't
simple.
know that you have, I mean, a couple
plethora of
kids that
children.
skates. You have
a plethora
you
of
have
children.
a plethora of children.
And
but
I
you
have
also
two
have
of them that are like
two of
kicking
them
ass.
are
Yeah.
really good skaters.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
great skaters. Baxter's, he's killing it.
I think it's your oldest and your youngest. if I'm
He's not my
mistaken, right?
oldest, but he's one of my oldest.
Okay.
Like, my oldest is Elijah, but like Elijah is weird. It doesn't he doesn't look like my son. He's like 6'2" and 250 pounds.
Yeah.
Like you know, like I don't understand it. But he is my
Recessive
son.
genes.
Yeah, something kicked in. But I mean, he's a great kid. But then Baxter's killing it, and Baxter's is 18 now, so he's really starting to get it. He's been dabbling with it off and on through the years, but man, you can really start to see it in him now.
In Canyon 6, right?
In the Canyon 6, yeah. And Canyon just fell in love, and he can't stop talking about it. He can't wait to. He wants to
That's
be,
so cool
he
to
wants to be
see.
interviewed by you guys tomorrow, by the way. So
We're gonna have
probably
Canyon on.
at the end of because actually the CE Daytona, you know, it's all about the kids stealing our thunder, right? Because we want them to be the thunder.
Yeah.
That's the whole kind of mantra. So
I like that.
So the CE this time is not the Chris Edwards Daytona. It's the Canyon Edwards Daytona. So
That works so well.
he's gonna
That's awesome.
he's gonna steal the thunder from me tomorrow when we introduce the Canyon Daytona.
We're gonna see who's got the real.
I like
the real
Dennis'
stories.
idea of stealing thunder, though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool. I didn't put
yeah.
that together till now. That's rad.
Yeah. So the 25th anniversary is going to be a ode to the kids,
Very
and
cool.
you know, my 6-year-old's getting a skate model, which is just absolutely
Yeah, it's
hilarious
so
and
sick.
absurd. But but it's more the principle.
Yeah.
Right. Like similar to the same vein that the tarmac was, it was for like everyone of that generation more than just
it's for
solo
us.
you.
It's for us, man. It's just a
Exactly.
joke,
No.
but fun play,
Yeah,
right? It's just
totally.
fun play.
Radical.
Yeah, everyone stay tuned tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow about all this. I want to continue thanking our super chatters, by the way. We have Sean Michelson, who says, Chris in the drive-through like, and he put an emoji doing this. Dao Punk Tai Chi says, thanks for pointing the way, childhood hero. Dale 10, I'm loving all the history and the stories are hilarious. I hope this helps out your foundation.
Thank you, guys.
So Dao Punk Tai Chi also says, wants to ask, what is your favorite memory of landing or unlocking a trick? Maybe landing or unlanding it? I don't know. Landing or unlocking a trick.
Probably my favorite trick is the McTwist. So, I mean, I did several variations of that, and like I was just so like I said before in the last one, I was just inspired by Mike McGill and really I have ultimate respect for the skateboarding community, and I think that. I don't know. There was just something about the fluidness, the way McGill would throw a McTwist. So when I figured out how to get my body to somewhat emulate it on a pair of rollerblades, it felt great. And then when I finally got them locked in, then I started like popping off some nasty variations, including a rocket. Like I'm a completely upside down rocket, head not pointing at the ground, and
Trying to think
legs
of how that
like
works.
going this way.
Yeah.
I mean, like just it's nasty looking. You pause that puppy, and it's like.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Were you
But-
like the first rollerblader McTwist? I mean,
yeah.
definitely,
by
right?
far, dude. By
Especially
far.
you
By
do
far.
it.
That's how I
You were doing
accidentally.
it with Mike McGill.
Yeah, I mean not like literally but like at his park.
Yeah, at his
like
park,
I never really had the opportunity to like go and like do a demo with McGill where we
Yeah.
did side by side awesome McTwist.
Yeah.
But I mean I was.
But you guys
I
were
was
buddies figuring
influenced
it
and,
out,
like can't say that he was in any way my best friend. I was a little kid. He was he was a little bit older than me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was younger. He was just very gracious and opened up his skate park.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean? Like and enabled me to come in and skate.
It was his own private park or something.
No, it was a public park.
Public
It was
park,
Mike
yeah.
McGill skate park in Carlsbad back in
Okay.
back in the 90s, like
Sure.
early 90s, and and I would go there. I'd be one of the only rollerbladers there, and every once in a while the team rollerblade would come, or like Angie, Jess, Pat, everybody would show up, and we'd do a vert session there. It was one of the first vert ramps that we got to really just kind of
Yeah.
hit all the time. So and McGill was always cool. He was just always cool.
That's right.
And then it was just more just kind of like just admiring him from a distance a little bit.
Sure.
I never got all up into space
Yeah.
like that. But I just had appreciation and respect, and I just wanted
Totally.
to emulate that movement. Like
For
it was
sure.
so cool.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
there was just something about it that I personally just like was like, man, I got to do that. And then I found a way, and then I think that like even still today, my version of it is a little bit unique.
Yeah, no one does them
You
like
know,
you.
like, yeah,
Even to this day, no one's really done them
not,
like you
not,
did.
Not quite, because it was just like it was like, and I probably couldn't even go out there and do it today, but without a lot of fucking practice. But
Yeah.
there was just something the way that watching him, and then the way I was able to roll my way into it, like it's like a roll. It's like a rolling 540. It's really
Yeah,
odd.
the stale one is like a
You gotta
classic because the
commit
way you
to-
like flow
you gotta
with
commit
it.
because you gotta like lay back. You gotta do this. You gotta just do this full commitment lay back, and like where you're just like you're just gonna just give it. Like you gotta just give it, and then when you commit to giving it, then it just rolls like super pretty.
That's all commitment right
super
there.
Super pretty, bro. But then you can just stall it out, and I stalled the hell out of that thing.
Sick.
And getting air too. Crazy air.
Yeah, while doing it. I
Yeah.
was so comfortable with that. That was the rotation that I could do head high plus. Like that rotation, I just like fell in love with it. I gained it. I grabbed it, and that rotation was the one that I could go touch a rafter with, right? Like the silly story of Brazil. Like it's like here it comes, whop 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 whop. I could throw that thing to the rafters. Like every other spin, like you keep it's like you're a little nervous with the other spins, but that I had that shit on lock. And I would throw that thing to the rafters.
That's so
Loved
sick.
it. That
And then
was
Brazil
my
would go
favorite.
crazy.
Heck yeah. Dude. Bodyguards.
Secret
coming
Service
in.
would come
yeah,
in.
Yeah, Secret Service.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
They're like, get ready, he's gonna do
Air
the
Force
McTwist
One
soon.
waiting for me outside. I'm like, get in, ready.
Get him into the bulletproof limo.
Yes.
Can you see the super chats on your own, or you want me to finish?
Yeah,
the super
I
chats?
can continue.
Okay. Older
The
blading?
last one you asked was, yeah, okay. Older Blading said, Chris, the detour came to Central Skate Park in St. Pete, Florida.
Yeah.
Josh Petty showed up too.
Awesome.
Very cool. Question. When did you officially leave rollerblade? And can we get a VOD in 2021?
Well, I officially left rollerblade after the detour, and when the detour completed in 2000, that was the last time that I had any contractual agreements with rollerblade. So it's been 20 years ago, and I'll give you a VOD in 2021.
Ooh.
Let's do it.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
You heard it here first, folks.
I got a little more working out to do to strengthen my left knee, but I'll give you one.
We'll take it.
Yeah. It's going to start my son and us, but
Yeah.
we'll make
That's
it happen.
awesome.
We got Subaru
Yeah, some name.
Impreza.
STIV5 Ghost.
STIV5 Ghost. Phantasma. Thank you for the super chat. Boradori said, Alley-oop Unity, yes or no?
Alley-oop Unity?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That's
why not?
That's a good answer.
There you go.
Sure.
Sure.
If you're having fun doing it, why not?
The best part about that is like I don't.
He doesn't know what.
I love that.
Yeah, okay, we'll leave it
Is
at
there a
that.
huge controversy?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Not
Bury
really.
it. Just do it.
Bury it.
We'll leave it at that. That's why it was the perfect answer. That was the best way to answer that question, by the way.
Perfect. Go Ronnie. Thank you for your super chat. Francisco Herrera. Thank you very much. Older Blading also did a super chat for $9.99 that said, "Who is your favorite Miami skater on the detour, and why was it Ricky Martinez?"
Why wasn't it? Or why?
Why was
was
it Ricky Martinez?
My favorite Miami skater was Frankie Morales. I met Frankie when I was on tour. Frankie was 16. There was
Legend.
There was a little bit of trouble going on with his surroundings and then I said, "Dude, you want to go on tour, man? Like, let's get you out of this, and let's go." And we met with his mom, and she said, "Cool, take him, be safe, don't." I was like, "All right, great, let's go." So then I gave Frankie very strict instructions because he was underage. I said, "Listen, man, if you're gonna stay on this tour, you better be the first one out of this RV with skates on, and you better be the last one in. And if the moment that you're not, I'm taking you back home." Because I could just see this, like, rawness in that kid, So I was like, if you can agree to that, then I'll feed you, I'll house you, and we'll roll you around, man. You're going to touch so many freaking surfaces. It's going to be unbelievable. And he always the first one out and the last one in. And now he's Frankie motherfucking Morales.
Damn right.
Yeah. Birth of another legend.
And
Right.
Badass.
he's just like, he's the dude. But he earned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to in any way. I saw the opportunity, and he seized it. Right? Like, he seized it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were that you saw something there in the beginning.
Oh, hell yeah. It was the same thing as I saw, like, in Fabiola. You can just see it.
Yeah.
When greatness is there, you can't help but see it. Only a fool would be blinded and not go share the love, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, this is never, my adventure in rollerblading has been about making rollerblading great, not making me great.
Yeah.
So let's make some great rollerbladers.
I love that.
That's good. I like hearing the beginning stories of all these legends of like how they came out and,
The detour
where they
touched a
started
lot
from.
of kids, man. It touched a lot of people, dude. There was a lot that happened with that. And, like, the mission of what that was for, and I think that it was accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah, as sad as it was for it to diminish, like what felt like it should keep going, but maybe
It happens with things.
Things do their thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so you can't ever have regret. You just gotta move on.
Lions Den Media said.
You said that I said.
Yeah, Leon, right? It's like Leon.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
Lions Den. They spelled it like Leon. Be the Thunder. Your hip hop hat theory still pays off. Leon's Den Media says, "Man, let me be a cam on that." And Subaru Impreza STI V5 Ghost Phantasma said, "The 540 roof kick in Brazil was amazing. Everyone was shut for a second, and then he landed the trick. It was amazing." Rodrigo Lagoa. And I know Rodrigo.
Yeah.
I met him when I was in Brazil. So
Nice. Yeah.
Is this the time when you were a Secret
That's what
Service?
he's talking about.
And
'Cause
so you
I
kicked
hit
the
the
roof.
rafters, bro. I hit the rafters.
You kicked it.
I shot into the rafters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I touched it, and then everybody lost their brains, dude.
You 540 kicked the
I
rafter?
twist that shit and
No.
bing, just like it went dink, and just like tapped the rafter. Like, you know, I didn't necessarily purposely. I just threw
That's how
myself
high
in the
you
air,
were?
You just
and the
did it.
ceilings were like not like crazy high. Like it was, you know, the ceilings were just you know, maybe a few feet above head height. So, you know, but I threw it and happened to like ding ding into the rafters, and then everybody lost their brains. Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Subaru and Pretza are also just, again, another super chat. It said, the mission of creating skaters and legends was what motivated me to do 20 years of filming here in Brazil. Shout out to every Brazilian skater. So big shout out to Brazil. Had a
Love
big impact
Brazil,
on this
bro.
episode.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Brazil's dedicated, bro.
Been there since the
Love
beginning. early.
Brazil. Been there since the beginning, man. Yeah. Hell yeah.
For sure.
Pierre Garke or Gark asks, who was Chris's favorite person to skate with?
I think that I like like I said, my favorite section I ever did was with Tom Frye. Like Tom Frye was like one of my favorite people there.
Yeah, it sounds like it the way you spoke about
Yeah,
it.
I love Tom. So like
Well, Tom's like an insane person anyway.
Yeah, right. And me and him just had fun, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, like
You can't not love Tom Frye as a person.
Yeah, right. But I mean, then you just gotta like love him as a skater. Like, he just had a
Yeah.
way of like pushing you
Yeah.
in a way that no one else could, because he was pushing himself so hard. So like you just had to like God damn, I have to keep up with him. Like, you know, so he just like really like brought it out of you. Like you weren't allowed to slack if Tom was on the course. If Tom
Yeah.
was there with you, dude. Like it wasn't, you couldn't relax, dude. You had
Yeah.
to like bring it, because he didn't never not bring it. You
He
know?
brought it heavy.
Like, heavy every time. You know, he was a heavy hitter. So it was great riding with Tom. But I mean, I enjoyed just riding with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's hard to say that who's my favorite, but like, I guess if I had to choose, my favorite section was when I got to go do a section with Tom Frye. Like, there's a Chris Edwards, Tom Frye section. Right?
That's an awesome answer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
that's
bottom line. And
yeah.
it's just like, that's my favorite section ever.
Yeah.
Me and him had a blast, dude, and we like threw at each other, right? Like just like as we went. It was just like, you know, Tom would do something like, damn, Tom, okay, shit, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do now. You know, like we just had a blast doing
Right.
it, you know.
And if you guys want to check that section out, the entire video is on YouTube for free. So you can go type YouTube.
For free.
You type
No charge.
the bottom line skate video, and the entire thing comes out. So you can check out that section for free anytime you want.
It's a badass
I just
section,
watched
dude.
it the other day.
It's a badass section.
Yeah.
I
it
did a
was-
monster. I did a monster set at the end, dude.
Yes.
Like a monster set.
No, that part was incredible. I
It
remember
was
that.
a monster set.
Yeah.
It was a big boy.
Big boy.
I didn't spin it like them dudes do today, but it was a monster.
But you,
It was a monster
no, you
set,
do
dude. That was a
monsters,
lot
man.
of- That was a lot of
You've
freaking
done
stairs,
some
bro.
monsters.
That was a lot of stairs.
That was a lot of stairs. I
That's a
cleared, dude. Tom was at the top. He's just like, fuck. he's like just wild. Like, it was wild. Because we were just having a great day, just throwing back and forth. And then I was like, God dang, I gotta, like, Tom's just kicking my ass. I gotta do something. And I was just like, look out, Tom, I'm doing this. Ooh, I just ran for it. I was like, I'm gonna land it.
Like Superman down the stairs.
We have one more super chat from Earl and Brian. He said, wow, this is...
Yeah.
What's the possibility of a hoax video with the old crew?
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be something.
But the possibilities of that are like, I don't know, dude. But who says that it's not?
Yeah. Keep the faith.
Let's see, man. Because we're working on bringing legends and kids and their families together. So, you know, who's to say? If we can do this right and we get the support of the community and everything, why couldn't we tour with legends and kids and show up to skate parks and roll with their families? That'd be awesome.
That would be really cool.
That'd be awesome. But, you know, back to, like, you know, the corporate and keeping the money where the money should be is, you know, we just got to support each other. You know, and your support will be greatly appreciated. And we'll talk more about what we're doing tomorrow. But, like, you know, our game plan is to, like, really share the love with the legends and their families. So we'll explain more, like, how we've structured our company and what we plan on doing in that light. So I hope that maybe that's a reality. It'd be cool.
Very cool. That would be
Be really
sick.
cool.
That would be
That'd be
really
sick.
sick. Stay tuned tomorrow for more info on that.
Stay tuned.
But we have one more super chat. We'll do the last super chat, and then
Yeah.
we'll end it because we have more to talk about tomorrow. Boradori asked, do you know who named Shifty Royale? And do you agree it's a hard trick? Dave Cole at Hoax 2.
What's that?
Do you know who named Shifty Royale?
I
and
don't.
do you
I
agree it's a
can't-
hard trick?
I can't remember who named it, but yeah, why isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
all tricks have a heck of a degree of difficulty, and then I think that like when tricks are done right, then that's the hard. I think one of the hardest things about rollerblading is to make it look really stylish and cool. Like
Unless you're Frankie Morales.
yeah, well, he
Something
makes
like that.
everything look super
Yeah.
easy. But then that's why he's Frankie Morales, and
Yeah.
we like respect him so much because he makes what's a really hard thing. Like rollerblading's hard to make look cool. It just is. It's really hard to make look cool.
Yeah.
Like we look kind of clunky and weird when we're like first learning.
The
or just,
natural
like-
state,
Yeah,
yeah.
like so like where like a skateboard is probably more difficult in some essences, but it always looks cool. Even an ollie, like start with an ollie, do an ollie, super cool. But like jump up and down on a pair of rollerblades,
It could look goofy.
kind
Yeah.
of goofy.
Yeah.
And so like
You have to perfect it.
Yeah, like so like the difficulty, like the real difficulty in respect of like of what we do in rollerblading is to those who can like make it look so flawless and beautiful and make it look so easy because none of it's really that easy. You get a lot of shinners and a lot of blood.
For sure.
A lot of broken wrists.
Yeah.
Wah.
I think that's a good way to end it, actually.
That is.
So we want to give a shout out to our sponsors again, Zella Health, Intuition Skate Shop, Tallboyz. Always next time. Check that video out. It's on the trailer's on YouTube, and
The whole video's on YouTube.
yeah, the whole video.
The whole video is linked in the YouTube description. Go check
Okay.
it out.
The Chris Edwards Foundation as well. And we are having our main episode tomorrow. We had a part 1 earlier today. We had a part 2 just now. Our part 3, we're going to be digging into where we left off in Chris's skating from 98 forward and what he's doing now. And we're going to be talking about everything from part 1 and part 2 if you're open to it. It's a free-for-all tomorrow. It's our
Yeah.
big episode. Please come through to watch it. It's going to be on at noon Eastern Standard Time,
Yes.
9 a.m. in California time, and 6 p.m. GMT.
Dang, you're doing quick maths.
Right? Okay.
Quick
Okay.
maths.
So thank you.
That was good.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.